Hey guys, welcome to today's live stream. How's everybody doing? It is Thursday. How is everybody? We've made it to Thursday, guys. Yes, welcome, welcome. Good to see you all. I'm so happy to see you. Happy to see everybody here in the chat. Hello, hello. The hot potato cookout. Yes. Wouldn't it be so fun to play hot potato with a big, just giant potato with twirling eyes? And they're all just Chris Watts. Except if it has a dunce hat, that might be a little bit harder to play hot potato with it, right? Because you're like poking yourself. You're like the dunce hat. So it would be really, really funny to start a little game that way. Hot potato with the twats. Make sure that you add the little eyeballs to it first. Oh man. Yes, how's everybody doing? Yes, I'm okay. How's everybody else? What? Oh man. Yes, I'm doing okay. How's everybody doing? I hope everyone's doing okay. Um yeah, we have a different show today. I was going to do something completely different, to be honest. It was going to be we were actually going to go down on, some more Chris Watts and look into the polygraph, but I came across some interesting theories here. And I decided let's just go ahead and test these theories instead. I was doing some research, and of course, right, I came across the other team, right? The Looney Toony Twats team, that side of the internet that seems to have some type of very delusional idea of what the truth is in this case. And so, doing this research, I found this stuff. And so I decided, hey, why don't we just go ahead and test these theories, right? Will it survive the logic test? Does it actually survive any rationale? And so you know what? I just decided let's just go ahead and do it. So we're gonna go ahead and put the other video to the side. We'll just go ahead and do it tomorrow, and we're gonna go ahead and jump into something like I said, very very interesting. So we are going to be testing theories today. Of course, these are all very unhinged, and so of course yeah, definitely. There is a disclaimer. So yeah, trigger warning. I did make a video similar to what we're about to talk about today. But that video, I will say, it was definitely a lot more triggering because the things that were being said were it was being said about the victims, right? A pregnant woman who was murdered by her despicable husband. And so it was definitely more of a trigger warning there because it was just so hard to really see what they were saying. But in this case, it's a little bit different. Let's go ahead and see what I came across. Yeah. All right. So, doing some research, looking into the backgrounds of Nicole Kessinger and looking into Chris Watts and all of these other theories involved, I came across this, right? So, the interesting thing here is that I found a lot of inconsistencies, right? And I will say, right, when it comes to this subreddit, we've seen it before. It is it's just so absolutely insane the things that people say on the subreddit. A lot of them just lack very, basic skills. And so I just wanted to go down this rabbit hole here and really just go ahead and give these people what they want. Okay. So they want these ridiculous theories to be tested. And so, you know what? We're just gonna go ahead and do it, right? I really, really want to go ahead and do this. Love Dream, thank you so, so much. Yes, Roxy, please do more Mackenzie and her mom's prison calls. That was hilarious. Yes, definitely. We will. We will. Yeah, like I said, other things were planned for today and decided to, take a little detour here. But yes, thank you so much. Thank you. Um, yeah. Yes. So, oh no, I got pissed off. Yes. So this is the funny one, right? So let's just go ahead and get into it. Let's go ahead and read what is going on here. So I found this subreddit and here we go. All right. There's already a comment. So the comment is actually about me. And I decided, oh, yay, interesting. Let's go ahead and see it. All right. So it's titled Rabbit Hole Rocks Irks Me. All right, and it says, I find her channel both entertaining and annoying. She's obviously an intelligent and charismatic woman, but so incredibly biased and lacking in nuance. It becomes utterly nauseating and at times downright inflammatory. Her ability to twist details of the case, pedestal Shanann at every turn, while willfully misconstruing the words of NK and any of the Watts is mind scrambling. It's almost impressive. Just an observation. Anyone else watch her? So, of course, right? I'm gonna. Yes, Carolette. So, of course, I'm gonna be like, huh. So, I'm interested, right? I'm like, okay, so I wanna know what are these facts that I am misconstruing, right? Because, I mean, these are some pretty, bold claims to be making, especially, if you're gonna be making these claims that, I'm incredibly biased and that I am misconstruing, words and whatnot, then go ahead and back it with some evidence. I love evidence, right? I'm very analytical. So go ahead and send me some evidence. I want to see it. So I went down. I'm like, let's go ahead and see what these people are saying. We're going to read all of them. There's only 20 comments, so it's not even that serious. The first one says, I did once. It was enough. OP says, she's getting worse by the day. Am I? And then Majestic or this person says, I think I saw a thumbnail once and noped out. That's all I got. LOL. You chose wisely. I'm basically hate watching at this point. Well, thank you. Make sure you like and subscribe. I already watch enough crap that works my last queer nerve. I don't need to do it anymore. I saw this one video. She isn't remotely impartial. She's just another shiner, okay? So I haven't bothered since. She also doesn't seem to know facts, which annoys me. This person says. So the ones that, the comments that really, the ones that I'm really wondering about, I don't really care about, all the people. If you find me annoying, great, right? It's funny though that these people are coming back every single time and they're like, "Oh, she annoys me, but I'm going to keep watching. I wonder, is she still obnoxious?" I don't know. I'm going to watch this whole 3-hour live stream to make sure that she's still obnoxious at the end of it. And then they come back to the next live stream and they're like, no, yeah, she's still annoying. I guess I just need to watch another 50 times to make sure that I get the accurate results. So they just keep watching, they just keep coming back. But the thing that I do find interesting is that they are saying that, that I am impartial. I'm not even remotely impartial, right? That's what they're saying, that I am biased. Um, and the other one here is saying that, I'm not intelligent at all because I'm saying, that you would have to be the perfect victim. This person says, wah, that's a childish way of saying, I can't be bothered to consider how this woman treated her family. And then talks about another person, right? We see another comment here. It says, I really like Roxy. She's very nice and entertaining. However, her ignorance of the facts in this case is mind boggling. How can she ignore all the facts? What? Is she unaware of the truth or willfully blind? I can only listen to her for so long, then her misinterpretation of the facts makes me shut her off. She'd be amazing if she covered the truth. I'm so glad you brought her up. I wish she'd look at this Reddit page and work off the truth. And so, hey, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing here. I'm looking up this Reddit page and I'm trying to work off the truth. So, the question here is, where am I being ignorant in the facts and why is this mind-boggling? What are the facts that are, supposedly being ignored here? Because that really is what I'm trying to get to the bottom of, right? Like I'm looking at this thread and I'm like, okay, what are they saying that makes it to where they're saying that I am not that I'm biased or that I'm not even remotely impartial, right? This person finally made it clear to me. I understand now what it is that these people consider bias and prejudice and all of this other stuff, right? I finally understand it with this comment here. Shiners rely on denial of facts. Now, I'm like, what is a shiner, right? And I connected the dots. I guess it's Shining Light, right? It's the page, the YouTube page Shining Light, where it's dedicated to preserving the memory of Shanann and her babies. And so I guess that's what they call us, right? So anybody who refuses to blame the victim is called a shiner. So shiners rely on denial of facts. If they were to read the discovery documents, which I have, they would see that Shanann was a liar and a horrible mother who abused and neglected her children from day one. Now, having actually accessed the Weld County District Attorney's actual documents, I mean, there's 2,000 plus pages of that, and I have yet to see what these people actually mean by this. Where is it? Because I haven't seen it. Like, again, please, 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 if you have this evidence, why don't you just send it over, right? There is no evidence because it's not in there. I may not. I looked it up and it's not in there. She didn't have lupus or any other medical condition, this person says. They would take the wind out of their sails. They would discover a rotating list of fake allergies Shanann claimed that the kids had. They watched all of if they watched all of the videos available that she made with her own mouth. If they looked through her pictures, they would see the handprint shaped bruises on Bella and fingerprint shaped bruises on her as well. Cece was covered in bruises which were visible when she was photographed in her swimsuits. They either refuse to watch the video from the splash pad or think it's normal for preschool girls to stand in a stream of water. Okay, so this kind of finally solidified for me. I'm like, okay, so they're not actually they're not actually talking about the lack of evidence, right? Or that I am impartial or that I'm biased. What they are actually wanting here is they want people, shiners is what they call us, right? They want us to look at Shanann with the same level of scrutiny as we do the murderer, right? So in their eyes, right? So the thing is, with these people, in their eyes, the evidence to them is not actually evidence, okay? Because they're using their emotions and they're using these misogynistic beliefs on what they believe that mothers should behave and act like to pass judgment on a murdered victim. And so they're not actually concerned about they're not actually concerned for the truth. They don't want to look at real evidence, right? Because if we look at the evidence, all of it suggests that Chris Watts murdered his family because of a mistress. But the thing here is that they really, really do want people to consider that maybe because Shanann was so abusive towards Chris and the girls, that there is a possibility that she murdered her children, right? That is what they want. And they are getting this idea based solely on videos of her. So they're not basing this, on any actual data or evidence whatsoever. All of it is based on how women are perceived in videos, right? So it's definitely a very misogynistic take. The amount of just hypocrisy in this entire subreddit is unbelievable. It's beyond belief. Boops. Really? Of course, right? I'm not, and again, it's not surprising. I'm not surprised whatsoever. That makes a lot of sense though, so thank you for that. But yeah, here, let's just go ahead and pull up some evidence, right? Okay, so for example, I took a screenshot of the actual email that I sent out, right? This was me sending out the request last year, July 7th. So look at that. The day that I requested actual criminal records from Weld County was also the same day that I started my YouTube channel, right? Because I want to make sure that everything that I'm saying is based on facts. And this is actual factual information because it was sent directly from Weld County, the actual district attorney's office. They sent it to me a little over, more than a month later. And so by then I had already started making videos, but I've always looked into the actual DA files to make my commentary and obviously to build this elaborate calendar that we have together, right? So all of this is, it's here. I have the actual documents and, when we pull up the actual documents, Nothing in there suggests anything that these crazy people are saying, right? So when we actually pull up the documents, I mean, here's Nicole Cassinger's phone logs. We can definitely see here all the weird phone calls that she was making. But right, this is over 2,000 pages, right? This is 2,000 pages of discovery. I will say I haven't been to through every single page. It's a lot. But the things that I've gone through, I mean, none of it in here says that, all the things that these people are claiming. We're looking at real factual details here, and we're not just making assumptions based on a video from YouTube, right? So this is the thing. The thing is that these people want us to look at a video and come up with our own, theories that way. And so we're just going to go ahead and entertain that, especially because of this part right here. One person actually has some sense here, and it was, where is it? Right here. Okay, so this one, for example, is very typical, right? Very typical troll behavior. They'll make a claim and never have any evidence to back it. It says, "Sorry, just wondering what facts you're saying she's ignoring." She has a whole calendar with the dates and times of things that happened in the timeline that are verified with the actual discovery, because they are. So I'm just wondering, what are you referring to? The edit, then later they edited and said, "How about answer my question instead of downvoting? I'm literally just trying to understand your point of view." Somebody replied saying, "Yikes, where to begin?" And didn't even elaborate, right? So again, this person is asking, please point to the part where it is inaccurate. And that is what I want to know too. From this entire calendar, I really am trying to understand which part of it is inaccurate, because this entire thing was literally taken from the discovery. Yeah, the same discovery that was sent to me by Weld County District Attorney Michael Rourke, right? It comes directly from the source. All of it, right? All of it comes directly from the discovery. None of this has been pulled out of anyone's butt. All of it has literally been pulled out of this black and white document that was written by an investigator in the case. So all of it is factual. None of it is based on theories that are, about the chupacabra, right? None of us have said, you know what, maybe the chupacabra was involved. What about the Yeti? Bigfoot? Did you see? An entire tarp was left behind. Maybe was it a cartoon villain that was also involved, right? Yeah, the reason I'm not looking into maybe aliens being involved is because there is zero evidence that an alien was involved in the murdering of this family. So that's why I'm not looking into that. I also haven't really looked into the chupacabra because, from lore, from myths, the chupacabra, they suck on goats' throats, right? So why would I look into the chupacabra? Again, ridiculous stuff, right? So let's go ahead. All right, let's go ahead and test the theory. Let's just go ahead and test it. We're going to go ahead and stress test it, and then we're going to see the fractures develop almost immediately. Almost immediately. But in order to do that, I'm going to have to ask all of you to please dumb yourself down a little bit, just a tad bit, maybe a lot of bit, right? Dumb yourself down if you have to. I don't recommend it, but if you have to run face first into a wall, just, dial your IQ level by maybe 10,000 dials, dial it down. And then we're able to put ourselves into the mentality of misogynistic victim blamers. Just go ahead and do it, right? So go ahead and close your eyes. Yeah, pretend you're an imbecile. Hold your breath if you need to kill some brain cells. I've heard that works. Go ahead and just hold your breath for like 50 minutes. And then I think you've burned enough brain cells to then be able to analyze this in the way that these people want us to analyze it. So go ahead and do it. Hi, everybody. Let's look into shenanigans. He's so mean. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and look. Let's go ahead and look at one of the very first things here that we're going to see. It is this one right here. All right. Mm. All right. So let's go ahead and look at the picture. Now, let's go ahead and throw out all logic. Let's forget everything about the actual evidence. Let's not even analyze anything at all. Let's just go ahead and use zero logic when it comes to analyzing evidence. Let's go ahead and analyze some evidence, guys. All right. Where is the alien? Okay, let's go ahead and see. Turn yourself into a misogynistic scumbag. Hmm. Her nails are chipped. Mm-mm. Look at that. If she has chipped nails, she definitely doesn't have any time for her children. What is she doing there? Is she teaching them how to bake? Ugh, I'm miserable. I have children. I don't teach my children how to bake. So I know that this is fake. This is all for social media because I don't do this with my children. Yeah, that's definitely fake. What's up with her hair? Mm-mm. She's not wearing enough makeup. Yeah, this is how I know she's a bad mother. She's not wearing enough makeup. What's with all the light? Too much light. I don't like the way it looks. Yeah, she's definitely a terrible mother. Look at just look at how happy she looks. It's definitely fake. All of this for social media. Look at the children, how engaged and happy they look. Ugh, definitely. She's definitely so mean. Look at how mean she is, guys. Her chipped nails. Look at that. So much evidence. Let's go ahead and ignore the actual evidence. Let's just look at this. Wow, look at that. So much evidence. Where's the evidence? Okay, so now that we've seen all the evidence, because I mean, that is all the evidence that we need to see here. We can just keep, let's go ahead and just forward it. Look at that. Cookies? Oh, I've never seen a mother bake cookies with her children. That is some next level evil. Oh my God. How does anyone love their children that much? I don't get it. I'm a miserable woman. My name is Chinana, and I hate my children, and there's no way I would ever do this with them. So I know she's faking it. Oh, obviously, she's just doing it for social media. Okay. All right. We've looked at all the evidence. Okay. So we've done ourselves down. Okay. So now let's go ahead and do the theory. All right. Let's go ahead and test the theory. All right. So theory number 1. Shanann is so mean, right? She's so mean. Oh my God. Oh, she neglects her children. Look at her chipped nails. Oh, a mother should always have perfect nails, okay? Because she's a woman. And as a woman, you have to always be pretty because, hello, you're a woman. All right. So now let's go ahead and test it. So Shanann was so mean. All right. She's mean to her children. She's mean to Chris. Oh my God. Look at how abused he looks. Yeah, he's laughing. He just murdered his entire family. He stuffed his children into oil tanks, but look at him. Oh my God. Such an innocent being, isn't he? All right, let's go ahead and test it. So, Chris was such an abused victim. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring our calendar and let's go ahead and test the timeline here. Okay. So this abused victim, that is Twister Twats, right? Twister Twats. Okay. He asked his abuser, "Hey, let's have a kid, please. I just feel so abused. I really want a child, please. I just want to connect with someone. I feel like I can't connect with anybody here." And so then he forces her, right, to have a baby. And she's like, "You know what? I think so. I think we will. I think we will. I feel bad for you. I'm just so mean to you. So I'll give you this one." So then she does, right? Okay. Sure. It's kind of strange, right? That the abused victim here would be like, "Hey, let's have a baby." Okay. Well, hey, sure. All right. Sure. The logic, still not logicking, but let's just go ahead and move forward. All right. The baby video. Chris Watts does not seem as happy, right? We've seen it. We've already seen it. He doesn't seem happy. He's like, "Huh? Does pink mean girls?" So again, he seems kind of annoyed at that point. Oh, maybe he's just abused, right? He's like, "Oh no, another woman that's gonna emasculate me." So, okay, all right. Are we following the logic here? Maybe, maybe not. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. All right. So, Nicole and Chris Watts meet. Now, the logic here is that, well, Chris, being such an abused victim, he obviously found some kind of love in Nicole Kessinger, right? Maybe, right? Oh my God, Chris. Oh, I'm just so abused all the time. I saw Nikki and it was such a breath of fresh air. All right, let's go ahead and just let's entertain that for a second. All right. All hands email. Chris is like, look at my babies. Oh, they abuse me, apparently. Oh, yeah, I'm also married. I'm happily married until you ask me if I'm happily married, and then I'll kind of wonder, okay, maybe not. Okay. All right. So the theory here is that Chris met Nicole Kessinger and they got together because Chris was just so absolutely abused. And he found solace, right? He found something new in Nicole Kessinger. It's not because he was an evil dirtbag and he was wanting to cheat on his family already. No, no, no. It's because he just felt so isolated, right? He was so bullied. Oh, all these women want me to do dishes. Oh, I feel so emasculated. This is not a man's job whatsoever. Laundry, you say? Uh, I've just become even just a little more emasculated. Should I wear a bow on my hair? Right? So every time Chris is asked to do something feminine and he's just emasculated just one more bit. Ah, right? He goes from standing like this, like a man, every time he does the dishes, he goes, and then, Chris, do the laundry. Oh, okay. You want me to do the laundry? So every time he's just definitely just beat down a little more. So because of that, he finds a breath of fresh air in Nicole Kessinger. All right. Let's move forward. The next one. First dates, right? So, okay, Chris is like, you know what? I wanna test this new relationship with this woman. She treats me so nice compared to my wife, who's just so mean to me. And so then, as soon as the abuser leaves, right? Oh my God, she's gone. Then Chris embarks on a journey to free himself from all abuse. So then he finds a breath of fresh air. And look at that. Let's go ahead and just see everything that is happening here. Here we see they spent the night together, right? And I understand. Oh, such an abuse victim, right? He's like, oh, I just want to get away from all of this. Move forward. Shanann is like, hey, can you fix the Vivint? Because he's already turning it off. He's like, I don't want my abuser to know that I'm trying to escape. Okay, sure. So that is why he must turn off the Vivint, right? Okay. All right. Are we following here? All right. All right. There's Nico outfit. There's more calls about Vivint. He's still trying to hide it, right? He's like, oh, I don't want my abuser to know that I'm trying to leave. We go ahead and fast forward. Then Nicole Kessinger takes him to Bandamere. I've never been to Bandamere, Nicole. Did you know I'm not allowed to do anything that is fun? Nicole looks at him and says, oh, you're such a little abuse victim, aren't you? It's okay, though. Let me take you out to Bandamere. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. And so he gets finally just a little bit of freedom, right? He's out. He's getting some sunlight on his skin. You know, he's been tucked away in a box for so many years, right? He comes out. He sees the light for the first time. He's like, he's got rickets, right? His legs bend inward because he's just so deficient on the calcium. Oh my God, I have no calcium. I haven't eaten in years. So because of that, he's just so into Nicole Kessinger. She showed him light for the first time. So he's able to finally get his vitamin D, right, from all the sunlight. Nicole Kessinger Googles, man, I'm having an affair with. You know, is he going to marry his mistress, right? Let's ignore that, though. Let's just ignore everything about Nicole Kessinger because at the end of the day, she's the breath of fresh air here. The man is trying to escape an abusive household here. So, really, the hero in this story, in this narrative, is Nicole Kessinger. All right. So logical. All right, let's go ahead and continue. They went to the sand dunes. Okay, and then not Nicole, Chris flies to North Carolina. All right. And then he comes back. There's all this other stuff, right? He's like, I've been back. Oh my God, I went to North Carolina. I felt the abuse all over again. And then We're gonna fast forward to the 13th. Okay, so on the 13th, Shanann arrives home from Arizona at 2 in the morning. So Shanann must have really had it out for Chris, right? I mean, Shanann is pregnant. She's tired. She gets home that day and she's already just in it, right? She's like, I can't wait to get home and just mistreat this potato head. I've missed him. I really have missed throwing chicken nuggets at him. So let me just go ahead and mistreat him at 2 in the morning, even though I'm tired and pregnant. And I've been trying to save my marriage, but you know what? Let me just emasculate him just one more time. This time, I'm not going to tell him to wash the dishes or do the laundry. This time, I'm going to ask him to wash my back. Oh my God. That is some next level emasculation, guys. Asking a man to wash a woman's back. Oh my God. I mean, that is just humiliation like nothing before. A man washing the back of a woman. Mm. He was so emasculated. At that point, he snapped. The man just snapped and he's like, I just can't handle this anymore. So then Shanann turns around and says, you know what? You won't allow me to emasculate you anymore. I'm going to murder my children. Now, I know how ridiculous this sounds. It's so absolutely stupid that I'm even doing this. And it's almost so disrespectful, but it has to be done to just show how absolutely fucking stupid this is. All right. So then Shanann says, you're not going to let me emasculate you? Then I'm going to murder my children. So she kills her children at 2 in the morning. And then Chris turns around and he says, oh my God, no. Because of what you've just done, I'm going to kill you. And then he strangles her. And then what? Okay, so this is where, right, everything before, we can definitely entertain the stupidity, right? If we go ahead and ignore the fact that Shanann was trying to work on the relationship by sending marriage articles, books to him, asking him what he wants to eat, booking trips to Aspen, if we go ahead and just throw all of that out the window, just throw it out, right? Just don't even look at it. Just don't look at it. Pretend it doesn't even exist. Throwing all of that out, I can definitely understand, right? We can see because of this one photo, right? This one photo. Oh my God. I can understand, oh, look at how mean she is. Let's go ahead and ignore everything. Sure. Let's go ahead and say, I can understand that Shanann was just so mean to him. But everything starts to fall apart when we look at the calendar. So, with that in mind, let's go ahead and do the calendar now. All right. So, on the 13th, Shanann murdered her children, supposedly, according to these psychopaths. Then what? Then what? Chris kills her. And then what does Chris do? Right? Chris is like, "Oh, I'm so panicked. I've never murdered anyone before. So because of that, you know what? I think I'm just going to drive to work. I'm going to pull my truck in, put my dead family in the back of the pickup truck. I'm going to drive to work. I'm going to open the hatch of the 2 tanks at Survey 319. And then I'm going to stuff the children that I claim to love, that I supposedly killed my wife over because I love them so much. And then I'm going to stuff them into oil tanks because that's how much I love them. How much sense does that make? So the man murdered Shanann because Shanann killed her girls. And because of that, he then tries to hide what was done by burying the body of the woman that he killed and then stuffing the bodies of his children in oil tanks. Where is the logic there? Or are these people claiming that Shanann killed her girls, stuffed them into oil tanks herself, and then Chris found out and then killed her? So which one is it? Which is it here? Did Shanann kill the girls first and then she drove to the oil tanks? If that's the case, where is the footage? Please, someone show us the footage of Shanann that morning driving to Survey 319 and stuffing the girls in the oil tanks. Where's the footage? Where's the evidence? Because there is none, right? The only evidence that we know of is Chris leaving that morning, and we see him, and he is the only person there leaving with people in the back of the truck, right? So, where is the logic here? Where's the logic? Okay, so then let's just go ahead and throw that one out. There's no evidence, right? No one's going to provide any of us with evidence. Not me, not Zawoki, not Patty, not anyone, right? Not Watts the Obsession, not we can go down the list. Provide us with the evidence that shows us that Shanann drove to work, to Chris's work that morning, and stuffed the girls in the oil tanks. Where's the evidence? Show it to me. I want to see it. Okay, so I guess she didn't do that, right? There's no evidence. So what could possibly be the next logical conclusion then? Okay, so Chris panicked. I panicked. I still stuffed him in the oil tanks, but I had nothing to do with it. Okay. That's what they're going with? That's what they're going with. What about, let's just go ahead and test another theory. Let's go ahead and test the theory that Chris is absolutely innocent, right? Because this is another theory that we see out there. One of them is that Chris murdered his family and then he stuffed his children into oil tanks only because he was trying to hide what happened and he just didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do, he says. He's crying to his dad. I didn't know what to do. You call 911, idiot. Like, it's not really that hard. If you see someone murdering your children, you stop everything that's happening and you call 911 instantly. You have the cops show up and they arrest her. They save your children and then you move on with your life, right? That is the logical explanation here. But people are saying that, you know what? He's just so dumb. You know, the thing is that he underwent this procedure called emasculation and it just completely, all logic went out the window. And so he decided to just do what he did. Okay, so what about everything after that? What about the fact that he failed the polygraph? Is that okay? Let's just throw that out the window, right? What about the fact that he confessed? What about all the stories that he has told ever since he was in prison? What about that? Okay, let's just go ahead and ignore that. Let's go ahead and test theory number two. Theory number two is that Chris is actually 100% innocent. 100%. He didn't even touch Shanann, right? Completely just hands tied behind his back. He's like, I didn't do nothing. So with that theory, we have Shanann showed up at 2 in the morning. All right, let's remember. Let's go ahead and pull up our calendar and pull up the actual day. All right, let's go ahead and pull up the actual day here. All right. So Shanann showed up, right? She got home. Awesome. She got home. Great. And then what happened? Someone was there. Who was there? Okay, now let's go ahead and test these theories, right? Nicole Cassinger must have been there. Nicole Cassinger and someone else. Chris, he didn't do anything. He was just there. He had no say in anything that was going on that day. He was definitely pressured to murder his family because someone showed up. So in that case, right, Shanann was ambushed. It wasn't Chris. Chris was just watching, dead-eyed. What are you guys doing? Am I going to get in trouble? So that's the other one, right? So then Nicole Cassinger and somebody else comes in and they attack Shanann. And oh my God. And then somebody else gets the kids. And then Chris, the whole time he's just dead-eyed, wondering what's going on. That's theory number two. Okay. So if that's theory number two, then how do we explain that the dead eye, that he is doing all this stuff, right? He's staging calls to Shanann. He staged another call, a text message. He's calling schools to disenroll the girls. He's calling the realtor. He's leaving Survey. He's Googling battery lyrics. He's Googling hotels in Aspen. He's searching Groupon. He's searching Weston Snowmass. He's taking photos of the prairie. All right, so how do we explain all that if he's just a dead-eyed, innocent creature who was just standing around? I didn't have anything to do with this. You see how the logic starts to fall apart? All right, let's test theory number three. Theory number three is that Chris snapped, right? He murdered Shanann when he saw that Shanann killed his girls. As soon as that happened, Chris lost his mind. He's like, oh my God, kills Shanann. But then he doesn't know what to do. He freezes, right? So he freezes. He's like, oh, I don't know what to do. Now what? So he freezes. And then at this instance, he calls Nicole Cassinger. Apparently, right? He's frozen in fear. He didn't do anything to his children, though. Someone else must have. So then in this instance, the only logical thing is that he froze in fear. And then he's calling Nicole Kessinger. Hey, Siri, can you call the sexy empanada? Calling Juanita's restaurant. Hello, this is Juanita's restaurant. Can I take your order? Is Nikki there? Right? I guess this is definitely the other logic that these people come up with, that Chris all of a sudden just asked Siri, can Nikki come here and help me, please? And then Nikki shows up and she's like, Chris, I'm gonna rescue you. I'm here. I'm here to save you, my love. Oh, man. See, the thing is, now these people are probably going to be like, oh my God, she's also racist. She's making fun of Juanita, right? These people are just so absolutely insane. I mean, come on. We're testing the theories here, and all of them seem absolutely batshit crazy. All of them are absurd. So then what? Nicole's like, Chris, I'm here. I'm going to rescue you. I'm going to save you from this mess. And Chris is still standing there dead-eyed, frozen in fear. What are you going to do, Nikki? And Nikki's like, oh, God, get over yourself, Chris. Be a man. You've just been emasculated way too long. You need to grow a pair. And then she walks out with just everyone, right? She on her shoulders. She's so strong. I'm the man here, Chris. That's why you're the proud bottom and I'm the top. And so she's the one hauling everybody out, right? Boom, putting everybody in the truck. And then she drives to Survey 319 and does the deed. Chris just stays behind, dead-eyed. What just happened? Those are the three theories. Now, did any of those three theories make sense to any of you? Any of you? The first one, Shanann killed the girls. She's the one who somehow, I don't know when, but somehow she traveled through a wormhole. And she traveled in the time, I don't know, through time or something, and got to Survey 319 and put her children in the oil tanks. The other one is, oh no, Chris did it, but he just didn't know what to do. The other one is, oh, he just snapped. And the other one is somebody else did it and they came and helped him. None of those theories hold water. None of them. Because when we look at the actual discovery and we look at the theories itself, or not even the theories, the evidence itself, we're building theories not based on bullshit or how we feel about women in society, but we're building them based on actual facts. We're building them based on actual evidence here. This is real evidence. The last outing was actually at 1:25 a.m. How do we know that? Because it's in the discovery. That is how we know, right? It's in here. All of this, word for word, has been included in our calendar. Nowhere in here does it say that Shanann killed her girls and then stuffed them into oil tanks before she got back home, and then Chris found out and then killed her. It doesn't say this. Neither does it say that somehow she came back to life and did it. It doesn't say any of that. It's just so absolutely absurd. It's ridiculous. It's incredibly disrespectful to the victims to think that somehow, just because of the way that she treated her brain dead idiot of a husband, that somehow she deserved what she got. It is absolutely batshit crazy. And what is even worse is that these people want us to come up with these theories not based on actual evidence like what we see here, but just based on emotion. They want us to look at videos. All right, this is what they're claiming. The evidence is not actually the discovery, guys. The evidence is looking at the videos of Shanann to see how mean she is, right? So what we're looking at is we're actually judging a woman based on what we deem in society to be, a good mother. And so because she's ambitious, she's then not really considered a good mother. So that is actually what's happening here. The interesting one is, according to this one, right? According to this message here, right? It says, like everything, opinions are relative. And mine is that I don't find her intelligent or charismatic. Like other shiners, she's a hypocrite who does the exact same things she accuses others of. She likes to chuck the term misogyny around, but seems to think it's fine as long as it's applied to certain women. Cindy, Nicole Kassinger, and everyone on the sub who she assumes is female. Yeah, with the name like Snow White, right? Is this Ronnie, right? Is this actually White Snow? Did anyone say White Snow? No, Ronnie, we just said Snow White, not White Snow. Okay. I don't know who this is, right? But okay, sure. She obviously thinks that she's smart reading Cindy's book and in her wannabe sorority mean girl voice, but it's just childish, right? Saying I'm childish. All right. The thing here that really stood out to me is this part here, right? That they're calling me a hypocrite because they consider me a misogynist because I call out Nicole Kessinger and Cindy's bullshit. Okay. So it does seem that these people don't really understand what the word misogyny actually means. And so for that, I went ahead and just pulled it up for them, right? Because it seems that they don't really understand a lot of these definitions. So let's go ahead and just define the term misogyny. Misogyny is the hatred of, contempt for, or deeply rooted prejudice against women. Okay. It functions as a mechanism to enforce patriarchal norms and keep women in a subordinate social status compared to men. Now, how does it manifest? This is where I want to get into it, right? Everyday behavior. Okay, so interrupting women, speaking down to them, dismissing their intelligence, expecting them to bear the brunt of domestic and emotional labor. Look at this part. All right, so a misogynist is someone who thinks that because Shanann made Chris do the domestic work of a woman, that she was being mean to him. The woman made the man do the laundry, so then therefore she's mean to him. That is actually rooted in misogyny. Institutional discrimination, right? Wage gap, unequal opportunities in the workplace, biased assumption about women's leadership abilities, right? Their capabilities, women's leadership capabilities. Now, here we know that they view Shanann and her leadership capabilities as emasculating for Chris. What does that say? If you view a woman and her, her ambition and her skills and her drive as something that then emasculates her partner, then that is misogyny. Because both can exist at the same time. Someone can be, ambitious and driven, and the partner who is a man can still not be emasculated. They can still be very masculine, right? They can still do the laundry and be a man. It has nothing to do with chores around the house, but this is what misogyny is. The other one is enforcing gender roles, condemning or punishing women who act with independence, ambition, or in ways that deviate from traditional submissive roles. This is the most obvious of all of them that pops up in this subreddit. They're condemning Shanann and punishing her because of her independence and her ambition, and because she didn't fall into the traditional submissive role of a woman. It's because she was the one that was asking Chris to do the laundry while she was the one going off and selling for Thrive, right? Selling for Lavelle, Thrive patches. So because of that, therefore, Chris was emasculated. So again, this is what blatant misogyny is. It's when you are, you know, you're judging a murder victim because she wasn't the perfect woman in life. She wasn't a woman who did the chores herself. She made her husband do it. And so therefore he felt emasculated. And so then the problem then becomes her problem, right? That's her fault for Chris being emasculated, even though he's the one that carries their entire responsibility of being a man. Masculinity isn't attached to chores and house labor. That is really just the bare minimum of consideration that you should have for a partner. If you see that your partner is doing all the house chores and you're just sitting on your ass, that's just basic consideration, right? If you love your partner, you're going to help them do the laundry. I mean, it's that easy. It's basic shit. Goodness gracious. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Boops. Thank you so much for the super chat. And sorry, I know there's been a few that have come through. I'll definitely get through them. This, this is one of these topics that really just, I mean, these people say I irk them, right? This irks the fuck out of me, right? It is so absolutely brain dead, right? It's such a brain dead analysis. It's not even an analysis at all. It's just so absolutely stupid that oh my god, it completely deviated me from everything we were supposed to do today. But I think it's important. I think it's important, especially because again, we still continue to talk about this case, and I think a big portion of it, obviously Nicole Kessinger, but also that there is a side of this case that tends to side with the murderer, right? We're siding here with the murderer, and people are calling him the victim. Where else have we seen this before? I've seen this with Gabby Petito, right? The Gabby Petito case, very similar type of bullshit. We saw the parents also behave in very sketchy ways. They were looking out for the son. They were looking out for, what's his name, Brian Laundrie. They covered up for him. And and then people are saying, well, he was the victim. He was being abused. Same type of bullshit that we see here. And so, because of that, this type of rhetoric continues. And so, I think it's very important to call it out whenever we can. And of course, they want us to. So, I will. I will. And definitely calling out the bullshit facts that they're saying that I am not looking into, because that's actually all I ever look into are facts. I don't look into videos. A video and looking into her chipped nails doesn't give me anything. All right. That is nothing but opinion. And looking at her chipped nails and her split ends doesn't say anything about anything, right? It doesn't say anything about her character. It doesn't say anything about any evidence that she did anything to her children. None of it. So it's just blatantly stupid. It's just so dumb. The next thing, misogyny versus sexism. While it is often used interchangeably, the two terms have different meanings. Sexism refers to the ideological belief that justifies gender inequality, while misogyny is the action or the system that polices and it enforces those beliefs. Okay, so it acts as a punishment for women who challenge the patriarchal order. So this is exactly it. This is what the people in the subreddit are doing. They police the behaviors of other women by talking down to them, right? This is the system of misogyny. What we do on this channel, when we look at Nicole Kessinger and Cindy Watts, I am not making any commentary on them just based on the fact that they are women. All of it is based on the fact that they lie, and those lies have been proven, right? So we are calling out the action, we're calling out the behavior rather than the person themselves. When it comes to Cindy, we're calling out the very real interviews that she gave. It's irrefutable. There is no way that we can fight any of this. It's there. It's everywhere. We can actually look it up, right? We can look up Cindy's interview. We can hear what she said. That is what we are criticizing here. I'm criticizing the words that they say, the lies that they've told, right? Nicole Kessinger, the deleting of all the messages, the 111-minute phone call, the ping at Frederick, the lazy dog date, her looking up Shanann before she ever met her looking up Chris before she ever met him. What else? I mean, we can go down a list of things that Nicole Kessinger has done. That is what we're looking at. None of it is based on just the way that Nicole Kessinger looks. Now, of course, right? Of course, we're going to roast her for it now because, again, if she was involved in the murders of 3 children and a woman, right, a pregnant woman, of course she's going to get roasted for everything else. So is Cindy. Of course she's going to get roasted. How could she not get roasted? These people are not getting roasted because of the simple fact that they're women, though. They're getting roasted because of the shit that they've done. And it's been proven. And it's in black and white. And we have videos of it. So again, not the same thing. Not even close. Not even close. So, testing all of these theories, The one thing that really doesn't stand up, right? It does not hold water, is Chris's own interviews. Even if we are to believe that Shanann murdered her own children, which is again absolutely fucking absurd, what about his behavior? Are we going to ignore that? Do we just ignore behaviors here? Do we just ignore the fact that he is laughing, he's smiling, he's got scratches on his throat? Do we just ignore that? Do we ignore the entire calendar that we have here? Do we ignore that? I mean, this calendar has been put together hour by hour on the day of the murders. It has been put together throughout the month with every single thing that was found in Discovery and more: videos, footage, interviews, all of the above. All of this has been filled out with actual factual evidence. So when we look at all of this evidence, none of what these people are talking about actually holds water, right? None of it holds water. What do we think? I think that again, it's just so stupid, right? Oh my god. All of it is just so dumb. So again, when we look at this and we read everything that these people are saying, it is very clear at this point that this is what they want. So they call the content creators impartial when we don't look or scrutinize Shanann in the same way as we do Chris. It's almost like they think it's unfair, right? They really do believe it's unfair that we don't look at her videos. Because to these people, in reality, to them, this is evidence. Isn't that crazy? That's insane, isn't it? No, Tommy's girl, you didn't. Yeah, exactly, Eric. He said, yes, it's a factual calendar. What do they want? A calendar of hearsay and lies? Exactly. How can we even begin to form a calendar with just videos of Shanann? What are we going to do? Okay, so on May 3rd, she made cookies. Let's go ahead and put that in the calendar. She made cookies. All right, now let's go ahead and fast forward. She's wearing a black shirt. On February 13th, she was wearing a black shirt. Go ahead and put that in the calendar. Look, I see 2 split ends here. 2 of them. Put that in the calendar. That must be important. What else? There's, oh, look. 1, 2, 3 bananas. There's 2 on the counter. Oh my God. Who does that? I never leave bananas on the counter. How mean. Oh, put that on the calendar, guys. Go ahead and put it in the calendar. What else can we see? Let's go ahead and look. Oh my God. Mm-mm. I can't. This is unforgivable. What is that? Do you see that? That little thing up there? What is that? Is that half a banana? Maybe a banana peel? That should be in the trash. Evidence. Go ahead and put it in the calendar. Let's go ahead and rewind. Let's go ahead and rewind. Look at all the evidence. So much evidence. Scissors? Oh my God. Who uses scissors to open things? You should never use scissors, guys. Blue bowls? Does she not know that blue is for boys? Look at what she's already doing. She's masculating her daughters. Does she not know? Pink is for girls and Amish white. That's it. Those are the only 2 colors that women are allowed to wear and touch. Blue? Mm-mm. She's obviously trying to make her girls into boys. So much evidence. So delusional. I mean, even doing this, it just feels fucking gross. It feels gross because it is a stretch, isn't it? It is an absolute, it's just so disgusting and vile what these people do. Their hatred for a victim is so intense that they find all kinds of ridiculous things to blame her for. Oh my God, look, the patch. It should be up higher on her arm. That's proof. Look, the potato head is in the background. Oh my God, look at how unhappy he looks. This is proof. Look at that. The man He's forced to hold his children? Does she not know that that is her job? She's the woman. She's the mother. She's the one that needs to be holding that baby, not him. He's the man. It is his job to be sitting on the couch and watching sports. He should not be holding that baby. What is he doing? Why isn't he wearing his Steelers shirt, his Steelers jersey? Sit down, Chris. Oh, your feet must hurt. Isn't it football Sunday? Why aren't you wearing your Steelers jersey, Chris? Oh, somebody please get him a chair. Get him a TV. Someone. Please bring him his app. What is it? DraftKings or whatever he wants to bet on. Somebody please do so already. My goodness, where else? Oh my God. What else? I just want to see more. Just want to see more of it. Look at that. A man in the kitchen? So emasculating. Men should never be in kitchens, guys. Oh, look at all the evidence. No wonder. Oh, look at him. He's so emasculated. He's having to touch the bananas? Really? That's a woman's job. Oh my God, the humanity. Look at that. Oh, Chris left the bananas. He should. It's not his job to throw them away. So much evidence, isn't there? Oh my God. What else? Look, more evidence. Look at all this evidence. A father holding his child? This is a woman's job.
It's a good thing they just had their medicine.
All the evidence.
Look at the evidence. Wait.
It's only minus 13 here, Herb.
Don't listen to him. We wouldn't be out here. There's snowman. Is that Santa?
This one's 18. Oh, I said 18. Where?
Are you excited?
Did you hear the way she asked? Are you excited? That was so condescending. Oh my God. Look at how happy she looks. Look at how much fun she's having with her child. Isn't this so bad, you guys? Oh my God. She's ignoring Chris in the background.
Look.
Did you see Chris? Oh, the potato head. Oh my God. She's ignoring him. He needs help. His head is turning into mashed potatoes and she's not even looking at him. Oh, the emasculation.
Oh, floating snowman. How about that? And it's Santa. You want to go get
Look at all the evidence, guys. Oh, she's painting her hair. Oh my God, how bad is that? Look at all the evidence. So much evidence.
Hi.
Are you talking on the phone?
I'm Papa
You talking to Papa
and Mommy.
and Mommy?
Yes.
Yep.
Mommy. Bye.
Bye.
That's quick.
Hello.
Say hello.
Hi.
Hi.
So cute.
Bye.
Bye. Look at her outfit.
Is anyone writing this down? No? Anyone? Please make sure you're writing all the evidence down so that we can go ahead and put it in the calendar. So much evidence. So cute. Mm. Aw. It's so cute.
Daddy home.
Daddy home?
No.
No, I think Daddy's still in the potty.
Oh, that party.
Potty, are you all better? Do you want to open your gifts from Santa? Beth, open them. Come on. Cece, open. Don't be scared.
So much evidence. Look at all the evidence. Wow. So much evidence. I'm so overwhelmed. I don't even know where to start with putting all of this into the calendar. Oh my God. Let's go ahead and pull up the calendar because my goodness, the evidence. Wow. Where should we put this? Hmm? Where in the calendar should we put that Cece was happy looking at her Christmas presents to prove that Shanann is evil and that Chris is innocent? Where does it go? Please, somebody help me. I have no clue. Right? Again, it's just so absolutely stupid. All of it. So dumb.
Open.
You can open it.
Here.
Oh, girls. Rip the presents open. Oh, goodness gracious. You did it? What is it, Cece? What is it? Poppy slippers? Bella? Bella, say goodbye. Tell everyone they saw Santa with you. Was Santa at your house? You want to see what, baby? It's here.
Yeah.
Yes, baby. Thank you. So everyone.
So this is what people want. Yeah. So, yeah. It's so stupid, right? It is just so incredibly dumb. They want us to go through all of these videos, all of them, right? They want us to ignore the 2,000 pages of discovery. They want us to ignore all of the interviews, all of the interrogations, all of the body cam footage, everything. And they just want us to focus on the videos, just the videos alone. And if that's what we're going to do, then we're never ever going to actually build out a case where we're going to get the truth, because there is literally no evidence in any of these videos of anything that these crazy people are claiming. Where is it? Is it just that she's filming her children? Her job was to be online constantly. Her job was to be on the phone selling products to people. So, of course, she's going to have a very heavy online presence. That is her job. So, again, she was being criticized for having her children on social media. And so, because of that, apparently, we just need to look into it. We are so not impartial because we're not looking into how she was supposedly responsible for her own murder. And again, it is so absolutely stupid, right? To blame someone who isn't here to defend herself and look at her life and scrutinize her instead of looking at the actual perpetrator himself, right? Why aren't we looking at the things that Chris did and the things that Nicole Kessinger did and the things that Chris Watts' family did that then led to this potato-headed psychopath murdering his family? That is the right way of doing this, not by looking at videos and trying to decipher whether or not she was being mean here, whether or not she has more than just 3 split ends, whether or not she was wearing way too much makeup or not, whether or not she should be doing the laundry. She should be the one cooking. She shouldn't be telling Chris to do laundry and do the dishes because he's a man. His job is to do mechanics and mow the lawn. Again, so absolutely ridiculous. All of it is just dumb. But anyway, this is the thing, right? This is what I wanted to really just talk about because I was confused. Genuinely I was confused. It took me a little while to understand what it is that they actually meant by these things, right? Because yeah, I had to really dumb myself down and kill a few of the brain cells that I have, right? To be able to get to the point where I only have 2 of them and those 2 brain cells are fighting for 3rd place just like Chris, for me to be able to get it and be like, "Oh, I get it. Oh, they want me to be a misogynist. I get it. Okay. They want me to dumb myself down, not look at statistics, not look at data. They want me to just judge a woman based on her social media posts. I get it." And it took me a while to understand what they actually wanted me to do because I'm like, I don't understand. Like, where am I wrong in my facts? All of this is literally from discovery. But no, it makes sense. And it made sense once I read that other comment, right? The one that says, if you look at, all of this right here, that she was faking this, that she was faking that, right? So all of this is really these people are looking into her character, right? They're looking into who she was as a woman and whether or not she was the perfect patriarchal woman or not. And so because she wasn't, then therefore we should definitely criticize her role in her own murder, which is so disgusting, is so vile, and is just, it's just it does require a very low level of intelligence for you to analyze this case from this point of view, right? From this lens. From the lens of let's just go ahead and watch everything that she did. Let's see how she treated her family and how she treated Chris. And then let's bring up our own theories and our conclusions that Chris killed her because she was so mean to him. He was an abused victim. And let's just go ahead and ignore everything that is said about Nicole Kessinger, the fact that she Googled a lot of things and we have the actual evidence for that. Let's go ahead and ignore the fact that even the district attorney said himself that Nicole Kessinger impeded their investigation. Let's just go ahead and ignore all of that. Let's just look at her videos. Yeah, because that's where the truth is. So this is what they wanted me to do. So I did it. Yay, congratulations. Yeah, all of your theories don't hold any water. They're all stupid because none of them are logical. None of them. There is no logic built into any of this whatsoever. Whatsoever. You can't build a case on speculation based on what a woman is doing in a video. You can definitely build a case, though, on speculation on why. Where is it? Oh, I went away. Oh, here we go. On why was Nicole there pinging at 6 in the morning? When we have actual pings, we can definitely speculate. When we're just looking at a video of a woman making cakes with her child, that is not anything that will make us build a case out of that. It's just, again, this is not how investigations work. Oh my God. But anyway, geez, Louise. Isn't this insane, guys? Oh, oh man. Anyway, yeah. You know, like I said, right? I had another live stream planned for today. It was definitely going to be more fun. A lot of, let's just go ahead and roast some more Chris Watts, but I just couldn't. I couldn't ignore this one because again, we're doing a lot of research, right? We're doing a lot of research. We're looking into Nicole Kessinger and trying to understand the events and how they played out. And so, yeah, every time that you do research, something pops up. This is why I am very hesitant to use Reddit as any form of, real research because Reddit is a cesspool, right? It's a cesspool of insanity. And so looking at it sometimes is just so absolutely absurd, but you do learn a lot. You learn, especially from this subreddit here, you learn that, Cindy and Nicole Kessinger are not the only people we have to deal with here. This is the people that we're up against when we are trying to bring justice to the victims. When we think about talking, when we think about the DA and the new DA that is coming in 2019, or sorry, not 2029, and everything that we have built over the years, not just me, but other content creators, this kind of stuff, it almost like sets us back, right? Because again, this is who we are up against. If we are trying to bring justice to people, it needs to be a consensus. And so when we have a case like this one, very interesting, where we have one side that knows this guy is a piece of shit and he's the one that murdered his family for this woman. And then we have another side who is not even looking at that and is only looking at the flaws of the victim, then we can't move forward. We can't, because there's always pushback. And it's important to call out this bullshit and to roast it, right? To ridicule it, because that's exactly what it deserves. This needs to be ridiculed because it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous that these people are still allowed to say such ridiculous things online. Of course, freedom of speech, they have every right to. But I think it's just so batshit crazy, right? That this subreddit called Watts Free for All is there for the sole purpose of talking shit about a woman who was murdered. Like I mean, that's the truth, right? That's really all it is. And anybody that disagrees with their view of this murdered woman is automatically biased. So because I refuse to look into Shanann and the way that she treated her girls, which again, she treated them with love from everything I've seen, because I refuse, I am biased. It is so absolutely stupid. I mean, how can you even be biased? How can you be biased when one is the murderer and the other is the victim? Bias is absolutely insane. You should always be against the perpetrator and for the victim. Is that not just common sense? Is that not what we have decided as a civilized society that we do? That we side with the victims, not the perpetrator? Absolutely insane. It is insane. But anyway, the funny thing though that I did find about this thread is, one, they're calling me, biased and non-impartial, and I got my facts wrong, even though I don't, obviously. The thing though that I do find interesting is that these people do find me both entertaining and obnoxious at the same time. So I do find that really, really, really interesting that, they do still continue to watch me just to hate. And so if we all wondered where these weird comments were coming from, I think we can finally pinpoint where they were coming from, right? This is where they're coming from. Yeah. Yeah, they're coming from the rabbit hole or sorry, not the Watts free for all, and they're talking about, this kind of stuff. So it's very, very interesting, right? But I just thought that was funny. They're like, "Oh my gosh, she's so obnoxious," but I need to make sure. I still need to watch this whole 3-hour live stream. Maybe towards the end she doesn't become annoying. Oh no, no, she's still annoying. Let's move on. I'll watch her next week. Maybe she's not annoying anymore. Nope. Yep. Still obnoxious. Okay. Wow. All right. Anyway, yeah, what do we think? What do you guys think about this? Enough of that. I really need to bring this up to you guys because I just thought it was so absolutely insane. Yeah, what's a shiner? Okay. Yeah, so a bunch of trolls, right? A bunch of trolls call us shiners if we refuse to look into how Shanann was responsible for her own murder. Like that's really it. That really is it, right? If you don't look into how she was responsible, you're a shiner. Wow. Let's go ahead and look up. Yep. Yeah, let's go ahead and look up victim blaming real quick. Look at what that means. All right. Victim blaming occurs when the victim of a crime or harmful act is held entirely or partially responsible. Here, these people are holding her either entirely or partially responsible for her own murder because she was mean. It shifts the focus from the perpetrator's actions to the victim's behavior, appearance, or choices, creating severe barriers to survivors seeking justice and support. This is exactly the problem, guys. This is the problem. is that when we are seeking justice for the victims, it is almost impossible when there is an entire group of people that is pushing back. They are the ones creating these barriers and these obstacles for us because they're the ones that keep pushing the Chris is innocent bullshit. How it manifests. Victim blaming can be explicit or implicit. It often appears as questions, right, or statements that scrutinize the survivor's actions rather than the perpetrators. Again, why are we looking into what she was doing? He is the one who killed them, and there's no reason for that. He could have just left. Again, if we're just gonna go ahead and assume, right, let's go ahead and entertain the bullshit that Shanann was abusive. Chris had every option to leave. You don't have to murder people. Again, why are we blaming her for it? He had every opportunity to get divorced, pack his bags, and get out. Why didn't he do it? Why did he have to murder someone? Why not look into the actions of him? Why are we looking at her? Mm, 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 mm. So insane. So insane. Oh my God. Yeah, what do we think about this? I never use Reddit. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't explain why he murdered his children. None of them have an answer for that other than Shanann done it, despite evidence and Chris Watts' own confession. Exactly, V-Bug. Thank you for this. Yes. Now we're going to do discussion time. I'm done, with this nonsense. Let's do discussion time because I do want to talk with people with logic. All right, let's be all logical here. Right. Exactly, V-Bug. None of this actually explains why he killed his children or why he put them in oil tanks, right? None of it. So even if we are to assume that Shanann killed the girls, okay, then what? Or let's say she didn't kill the girls. So why did Chris kill the girls then? If is it because they were all being mean to him? Is that it? Well, he was being bullied by all of the women in the household? Is that even something that we should justify, right? Oh, he had every right to because he was bullied by a 4-year-old and a 3-year-old? Is that what we're going with right here? Yeah. A grown man, a 33-year-old grown ass man taking out his frustrations because he's being bullied on a 4-year-old and a 3-year-old? How is that logical? That's not logical. I'm sure some idiots out there would even try and say Shanann killed herself. Ridiculous. Would she put herself in that shallow grave? Absolutely absurd. So dumb. I can't even say what I actually want to say. I don't feel that there's anything that Shanann did that was bad. I mean, no. See, the thing is, there's nothing wrong with if we want to look into Shanann and the things that she did for Thrive and all of that, sure, we can look into all of that. We can look into the finances and see if that played a role into these murders. But the thing is that when you do, you still come to the same conclusion. Finances didn't play a role in the murders. So it's a waste of time looking into the finances because the discovery doesn't show that finances led to Chris murdering his family. Nicole being in his life is what led him to killing his family. The evidence suggests that strongly, very, very strongly. Oh my God. Oh my God, you guys. Yeah. I think one clue Chris Watts' personality disorder is the lack of object permanence. Everything is good until someone else leads him down the path and he can't recall having a family. Exactly. Yes. Exactly, Valerie. Yes. Thank you so much for that. It's so true. Yeah. It's just that Chris Watts doesn't have a brain of his own. That's the problem. That's the problem here. He doesn't have a brain. He needs to be told what to do. And so once he has some type of outside influence, he becomes completely just, I don't know, absorbed by it, right? Where he doesn't even think straight. That is not a flaw of Shanann. That is his flaw. That is all him. Why are we looking into her? Stop it, people. Stop. He didn't love them. He's a psychopath. He was, yeah, and was cheated with a narcissistic sociopath. Yeah. Financial issues had nothing to do with it, but his own financial situation to be good enough to pursue NK. Yeah, what he was looking at. Again, right? I mean, oh my God. I mean, we've gone down this discovery. We have numerous videos on this, right? We are currently working on a very big film for it to finally be able to put an end to all of these questions. When did what happen, right? That is what we're trying to figure out here. The thing is, we all want the truth, okay? All of us are stuck on Watts Island because this is such a strange case and we don't have answers. But we have to approach it with logic, okay? Common sense. We can't approach it with hatred towards the victim. We're not going to get anywhere that way. We have to approach it with logic. You look at the evidence, you look at what was written, and then you build out a calendar and then see what's going on there. We can't build a calendar, like I said, we can't do it with just videos of shenanigans. It is impossible. There is no evidence of anything there other than just a bunch of hatred. It's so insane. He's a monster. Yeah, Chris Watts has no idea, of his own total follower. Notice how much time NK spent with the investigators about she didn't want all the materialism. I bet the opposite. So, I bet that was the opposite. So Chris Watts decided to annihilate his family. Oh man. Again, right, we've watched all of these videos with Nicole Kessinger, and she's the one that is really pushing this narrative. She's the one that wants to make it seem like Chris murdered his family because of finances. So I wonder, right? I do wonder, is this subreddit being run by the Looney Toony Twats team, right? Is that who's running it? The Twats team. So, the Twats family. And is it being co-run by Nicole Kessinger and her crew? I wonder, right? We do have to wonder this sometimes because the things that are said on that subreddit are just so batshit crazy. I mean, you definitely have to be a Nicole Kessinger or Chris Watts supporter to be able to analyze this case through those lens. I mean, like I said, you have to really kill all your brain cells. Hold your breath for 3 hours straight and then wake up and be like, "Mm, can we look at the video? Too many split ends. She's definitely mean." Who wants to do that? I never ever want to run face first into a wall again just to be analyzing this case through the eyes of victim blamers. It doesn't do me any favors. It hurts my head. It really does. Like, I don't ever want to hold my breath that long anymore. It's bad for you. Don't hold your breath, please. I mean, oh my goodness. Insanity. Jeez Louise. Oh my goodness. Probably the Twats and Kessinger clan. Yeah, right? Yes. Yeah, wouldn't put it past them. Yeah, I definitely think it is. I definitely think it's the Twats clan, right? The Twats, and I will say I think Nicole Kessinger definitely checks in every once in a while, right? She's looking. She's like, "Oh, I wonder what people have said about me." But oh my God. Anyway, we're gonna move on to our next portion of the video. Now that we have that out of the way, let's go ahead and move on to the actual body cam footage. I want to go ahead and look at some more body cam footage of this to continue to not only debunk a lot of these ridiculous theories, but also to continue looking at our very own calendar with actual facts. Yeah, so let's go ahead and do that. I wanted to bring up a few things with you all that I was looking through. And so, yeah, I just want to go ahead and do that real quick. Mm. So, yeah, thank you all so much for joining today. It has been, we're kind of just winging this one along the way because mm, I couldn't stay quiet about this one. The Twats clan. Yeah, I call them the Looney Toony Twats team, right? Oh my God. Yeah, the Twats clan. All right, let's go ahead and watch the full body cam. Yeah, let's just go ahead and watch some videos. Let's go ahead and just keep debunking a lot of these ridiculous theories that we have here. Is it this one? Yes, it is. Is it? Is it? Is it? Is it? Oh, I think it is. Is it? Oh, it's broken up into so many different pieces. Okay. Darn it. Okay, I'll find, I'm gonna find the actual video right now, but thank you so much. Salana, thank you so much for the super chat. I do need to go through these guys. Thank you all so, so much. Yeah. I was just kind of in the middle of it. I needed to get through that and get it off my chest. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, we'll definitely get more into those the Mackenzie calls for sure. Love Buzz. Thank you so much. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Working, can't focus. I watched the replay later. Rox, you're amazing. Keep on keeping on. Thank you. Boops. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. So Shiner is code word for people who follow Dave, right? Some guy seeking the it's not the truth. So what is the opposite of truth, right? Seeking alternative facts with Dave, right? Tiger, thank you so, so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Saldana, thank you so much. Thank you. Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing. You've proved your point, Rox. Thank you so, so much. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. You're great, Rox. I love the integrity when giving us all this information. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you guys, I mean, someone's got to say it. And, I just don't have the patience for this shit. I really don't. I don't. When I first started this channel, I I told myself I'm going to be myself. If people like me, then they like me. If they don't, then they don't, right? I'm not going to change my ways and I'm not going to sugarcoat things. I mean, I do to an extent because we're on YouTube, but I'm not going to sugarcoat it to the extent where I'm impartial, right? I'm not going to put myself in the middle and then give airtime to ridiculous claims. So I always told myself that if I'm going to do this and I'm going to make this channel and I'm going to, run it, I'm going to run it my way and I'm going to run it with just the truth. Like I'm going to say how it is. And I don't have any fucking tolerance for people that blame victims, especially in this case. Everything that we know about this case is so absolutely heinous and we have so much evidence that we're building out that there is no excuse for this. Like I understand that there are holes, but the holes are not that, you know, that secretive or that drastic that it makes people believe that maybe Shanann had something to do with her own murder. I mean, some next level delusion and stupidity that I just can't understand. And so yeah, I do not tolerate that shit at all. At all. Again, I don't care that they're talking about me, that they find me obnoxious and at the same time hilarious and at the same time charismatic and at the same time they find me intelligent, although some don't. I don't care about that. What I care is that they are saying that I'm not impartial only because I'm not talking about a victim. Like that is that is crazy. That is crazy. And I'm never going to do it. No. Never. No. I did it today and I felt disgusting. I mean, even just saying that Shanann had split ends, I'm like, no, her hair is beautiful, right? I'm over here like, no, she's so well put together that of course these people are jealous of her. Of course they are. They're looking at her and they're like, how does she do all this? I can't do any of that. I'm so miserable. My husband just sits on his ass all day and just farts and watches NASCAR. Look at this woman. She's having fun baking cookies with her daughters. Oh my God. And so because of that, they just start hating. It's like, that is your issue. Stop putting that on other people. Anyway. I'm just, oh man, yeah, today's a different day, guys. Today is a different day. Okay, let's go ahead and Oh man, I was gonna look for something else, wasn't I? I was. I was. I'm like so completely distracted now. Oh man, I could tell rocks. Oh, Shelly. Dang. I know you guys could tell, right? I think you guys could tell. Yeah. Cuz I'll hop on and I'm like, "Hey guys, let's go ahead and roast these idiots." And then today I'm just, "Hey guys, fuck. We're going to get into it." So I know you guys probably definitely yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you guys notice. You guys notice when I'm annoyed at stupid people. Oh, goodness. I mean, how could I not be? How could I not be? It would be weird if I wasn't, right? It would be weird if this didn't bother me as much as it does. Of course, it bothers me. I make satirical videos for crying out loud. How could it not bother me that these people are saying these things? I mean, come on. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and pull this one up. This is the one. Okay. All righty. All right, let's just go ahead and fix a few things here. Mm. Yeah, it's been a day, y'all. It's been a day. But we'll resume with our analysis and then our regular viewings, right? Our regular show tomorrow, right? We just needed to get a little bit off track here because it just needed to be brought up. All right. Meditate to reggae music. Yes, yes. Do we need a little break, guys? I will say, a lot of this stuff it's triggering, right? It's really triggering for me. And even though I do try to bring my humor into it, sometimes I just can't help it. So I'm just asking you all, like, do we need a little break? Do we need some little ASMR? Yeah. Do we need some little ASMR for everybody? Let's just go ahead and bring in like 2 seconds of ASMR. Did we love it? Hydration break. Yeah, everybody, please take a little break. We just talked through some insane BS, right? And it gets crazy sometimes. It really does. So, mm, yes, ASMR. Mm. Eat a gummy. Alcohol. Bring me my wine. Where's my wine from Argentina? I will only drink wine if it's from Argentina. Yeah, please. Yes, we need a little interval. Does anybody need a little snack break? Do we need to stretch our legs? Oh man, I love you guys so much. Thank you so so much for being here and for seeing through this one with me. Yeah, like I said, some of these topics are pretty rough, right? And yeah, it's still really hard to make some jokes about it, but hey, here we are. So, thank you all so much for being here. I love watching tornadoes. The yip twats. Oh man, you guys are so funny. Oh god. All right. All right. So this part, I wanted to watch this with you all because there we go. It's this little section here. Okay, there we go. All right. So we're going to look at the section again where Chris gets the phone. This is, I will say that I haven't found any other videos or any other content creators or even, I don't know, documentaries, anything that touches on the phone being off. Okay. So I really want to talk about this. I want to go down this rabbit hole with you all because, again, I want to make sure that we have all of our ducks in a row when it comes to the calendar. Aw, Shelly, thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much, Shelly, for the 20 pounds. Have a bottle on me, rocks. Oh my God. For sure. Oh man. For sure. Oh, you guys. I'm gonna be editing my videos and be like, "Mm, mm, I'm gonna put these eyeballs on Chris. I'm gonna end up like stapling the eyeballs to my face when I'm done with that bottle of wine. Okay. I'm not Sarah Boone, guys. All right. I don't spike my Dr. Pepper. All right. This is water. I promise. Y'all want to smell it? Smell it. It really is water. It really is. All right. I'm not using potatoes to make this before our live streams. All right. I'm not that advanced. All right. I know how to deal with potatoes, but only when it comes to animations. I don't know how to make vodka or moonshine out of them yet. Yet. Oh, man. Oh, God. You guys are so funny. Oh, yes. Vodka. You imagine I'm chugging vodka at every one of our live streams? Mm, sure. Shake it. Shake it. Let's see if it bubbles. Does it bubble? Oh, shit. It does kind of look like alcohol, doesn't it? It's not bubbling. Oh, man. Oh, man. You guys are funny. You guys are a blast. You guys are a blast. Thank you guys so much. All right. Whew, okay. All right. No more vodka, right? No more Sarah booze. PK. No Sarah booze. That's funny. All right, all right. No more Sarah booze, right? Hey, I drink my Dr. Pepper straight, all right? Just all the regular 29 flavors, or how many are there? I don't even know. 30 flavors or something. There isn't any extra, okay? There isn't an extra spritz or anything. 32 flavors plus a shot. No, no, no. It's just straight Dr. Pepper, guys. All the sugars, all the diabetes. It's just straight. Oh, man. Stay away from the potato vodka. What if I ended up with a floating eyeball in my drink? Oh, man. You guys. Whew, all right. You guys. You guys are so funny. Dr. Perry. Tootsie Pop. You guys are funny. Oh, man. I'm surprised Max Velocity is not live. Mr. Potato Head vodka on sale at Walmart. Oh, man. We continue, huh? We continue with the Walmart jokes. Oh, man. Since we're at it, I do want to give you guys just a very, very quick, just very quick sneak peek at our next video here. I just want to show you all, since we are talking about Walmart and whatnot, just quick sneak peek. Let's give you all a sneak peek. It is a quick edit, so let's go ahead. Which one? All right, let's just do this. Sneak peek of our next video. There it is. Sneak peek, guys. Yeah. This next video is going to be entertaining, if I do say so myself. Oh, man. Yeah, we were going to be looking into Chris Watts and all of the nonsense that he was telling the investigators. So, yeah, be on the lookout for that one. That one's going to be live on Monday. So, yeah, I'm in the middle of editing that video. And so, yeah, it'll be out. You guys will see it. Yeah. Hey, I'm feeling generous today, you guys. I'm just going to give them a little sneak peek. I feel like I was, I feel like the first half of our live stream was just way too serious and like gross. So I just need to lighten it up towards the end, guys. So, a little sneak peek there. I usually do this for my members, you members, you get a sneak peek of the actual editing process. But yeah, I decided to, show it to everybody, even my haters. Yeah, you like it, haters? You're not gonna shut me down. See, this is the thing. If you guys want to know a little fun fact about me, um, the interesting thing is, I go back. I've been doing this. To be honest with you all, I've actually been doing this since high school. All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and just do a little story time. I've actually been doing this since high school, believe it or not. What I mean by this, I mean the roasting, the type of animations that I make, and the roasting of evil people. I've been doing that since high school. Um, One of my best friends was so severely bullied in high school, and she was thrown into the dumpster numerous times. There was even a time that some disgusting POS. This one's hard. They ended up finding a dead cat somewhere. The cat was dry, right? So the cat had been dead for a long time, and they brought the cat over into the locker room, and they made sure that my best friend was standing in exact same spot, so that when they threw the cat over, it landed on her, right? It was such a severe form of bullying that I had never, encountered it myself, but I was a witness to it. And as someone who I'm not a fighter. I'm not going to attack someone physically. I'm not going to fight somebody. I'm not going to bully them back in the same, with the same level of intensity that they were doing with my friend. So, the best way that I found to shut down these bullies is to change the narrative. And the best way to change the narrative was to take away power from them. And what is the best way to do that than by humiliating them? And so, what I used to do is I used to draw photos of these bullies, and I used to pass them around in class. And that is the one thing that I found that was I was very successful at stopping the bullying, because they felt embarrassed that these photos were being spread across, the classroom. And so I did find that this was actually a very effective way of stopping the bullying towards my best friend. And, ooh, I don't know what's happening right now. Are we back? Are we back? Oh man. All right. Yeah, something happened with my live stream there. I was actually wondering if I had gotten kicked off again. You know. All right. Well, we're back. We're back. Well, yeah, I really thought that someone had already said, "No, you're done here." It went away for a second, but yeah, where was I? I found that that was the most effective way to shut down the bullies. Once that happened, I found that, yes, one of them did approach me. She told me, she's like, "Oh my God, how dare you?" She tried to fight me one time. And, again, I'm not a fighter. I was eating my hot Cheetos. She's talking shit to me. "Oh my God, I can't believe you drew me as a hippopotamus. Do I look like a hippopotamus?" And I'm like, "Oh, you kind of do. That's why I drew you as one." And, she tried to fight me. Of course, being the non fighter that I am not, we got called into the dean's office because, as you might imagine, right? And when you're in high school and two people start fighting or yelling at each other, everyone around the room, they're like, "Oh my God, fight, 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 fight." Right? So then everyone gets around and they're like, "Oh my God, is she gonna beat Roxy's ass up? I bet she will. She's so mean. She's drawing pictures of her." Right? So everyone's either rooting for the other person or rooting for me. So of course the dean gets a wind of this. He comes over and he's like, "Are you guys fighting?" "Nope, you guys are coming to the dean's office." So we got called into the dean's office. The funny thing, right? The person looks up my records, sees, "Oh, you haven't had a single incident." Yeah, no shit. I don't fight with people. I'm not a bully. However, the other person had what would have been their third strike. So they would have gotten kicked out of the school. And so what ended up happening is that person then came to me and apologized. "I'm so sorry," they said. "Just please don't ever draw those pictures of me ever again. That was embarrassing." Please, please, can we just drop it? I don't want to get kicked out of the school. I want to stay here. And so, of course, then I saw this very relentless bully for the first time apologizing to me. And I said, no, no, no. You're not going to apologize to me. You're going to apologize to her. You're going to apologize to my best friend. That is who you're going to apologize to. And then maybe I'll stop. Guess what? It stopped. It stopped with her and it stopped with my other friend who was relentlessly bullied because of his sexuality. And so, yeah, I made sure that I drew those two guys as well. They reminded me of, what is it? The Three Stooges, Mo and the other ones. I can't remember their names. So I drew them as such. And so when we walked into our French class that morning, the photos of them were up on the board. And then everyone laughed. And they're like, "Oh my God, who drew us? Who drew this photo of us?" Everyone's just laughing. Well, it was me. And so next time that they tried to bully my friend by kicking his chair in and calling him all kinds of disgusting names, I turned around and I'm like, "Do you want me to draw another photo of you?" And they're like, "Oh, that was you?" I'm like, "Yeah. Do you want me to draw another photo of you?" And they're like, "Oh, mm-mm." And then it stopped. So I did find that the most effective way of, stopping this kind of bullshit narrative is to take away any power. And that's the best way. That's the best way that I found. And so, yeah, I have actually finally found my calling. I've been doing what I've actually have always found that I'm really good at, which is drawing, animations, painting, and then calling out vile and disgusting behavior and putting them on the spot and doing so with humor, satire. It is what I have found has been the most effective way of calling out bullshit and putting the spotlight where the spotlight needs to be. So, yeah, little story. I yeah, see the thing is I like I said, I find it incredibly crazy that I'm, this is what I'm doing now. And I find it effective. I really do. You guys let me know, right? Kids can be so ridiculous. Yeah, hard to believe that was in high school. Yeah. Yeah. High school was relentless. The people in that school were just so mean. Oh my God. I mean, I can go down a whole list of more stories about the bullying, and I can even go down a list of all the things that I did to get back at these bullies, on top of drawing pictures of them. But no, it was really bad. It was really really bad. Um, I mean, the high school I went to was not. It wasn't a good high school to begin with. Not the best resources. Definitely a low income type of school, and so yeah, it's definitely to be expected that there's not going to be that much care for the students. So yes, oh yes, of course, yes, KTD, yeah. Yeah, my best friend and I have been friends now for 28 years. 28 years, yeah. Yeah, so hey, yeah, it's just something that has always worked. When you bring in satire comedy, some people just, they just tend to not really like it all that much. They're like, South Park turned Kanye West into a gay fish. Do we remember that? Yeah. You like fish sticks? Hmm? Do you like fish sticks? Yeah, I like fish sticks. You're a gay fish. Hmm? What do you mean? How am I gay fish? You just said you like fish sticks. I like fish sticks. Fish sticks are so good, though. That means you're a gay fish. The guy didn't even get it, right? But, it's just part of it. Oh, man. Those kids learned it at home, though. No respect for authority or others. That's how it starts. Exactly. Yeah, you like fish sticks. Yes, Eric, yes, I'm so glad you get my reference. Yeah, if anybody here likes fish sticks, you're a gay fish. Oh man, but anyway. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into these very this video here. Oh man, it's been an interesting live stream, you guys. I know it's kind of like all over the place, but I'm so glad you guys are here again. Thank you so much. I usually have an entire live stream, planned out at least in my head, and then I time it out perfectly. But yeah, today we're just kind of all over the place. We're just talking. We're just hanging out today. So I'd love to see you at the class reunion. Yes. Oh man. Oof. That would not go well. That would not go well, especially the girl that I made into a hippo, right? Yeah. I would definitely look at her and remember her as the girl that I drew as a hippo. So, oh man. Okay, let's go ahead and look at this part. I wanted to look at the part where he gets the phone, and this is the part right here. This is perfect. All right, so the part is where he gets the phone. Chris is already knowing that there's something off, right? He feels a lot of the anxiety and the pressure, especially because the police officer is not only standing next to him, but then moves away from him. And then the police officer then uses his radio to call in. And that is when you see Chris panic, right? Because any movement, he thinks, oh, they're going to catch me. Yeah, because any guilty person would act this way. So, again, let's go ahead and debunk all of those ridiculous theories out there. What kind of innocent man is going to behave this way? So, let's just go ahead and watch.
I will. I will. All right.
Dispatch for 91. You can cancel medical if they're staged.
God. Did we see that? Oh my God. Saldana, thank you. Bye. Thank you. Have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. If it is Thursday, right? I don't know. It's Thursday here. Did you guys see that? Let's go ahead and rewind it again. I think, this part, I do believe that the officer did it on purpose to see what Chris's reaction would have been. And he got the exact reaction that he was expecting from Chris.
I
Right?
will. I will. All right.
This is it. So he's moving away.
Dispatch for 91. You can cancel.
Wow. Are you calling for backup for me? Right? That's the face that Chris is making. Look at that. Oh my God. Can we zoom in on that? Oh my gosh. I want to be able to zoom in. How do we zoom in on this thing? Oh man, I got to find a better way to zoom in, but yeah, look at that. Look at his face. His whole body turned. He's really just asking for dispatch. Hey, dispatch, you get me, right? 10-4. And Chris is like, are you going to arrest me? Yeah. What kind of innocent person reacts this way? If he's so innocent, why is he already getting ready for an arrest? He's panicking like he's already about to get arrested. So, what is this? Welcome. Welcome to Silver. Soil Blue. Welcome. Oh, let's celebrate. Celebrate. Let's celebrate. Yes, welcome, welcome. Welcome to members. Yeah, that's the look of fear. Exactly, Lehigh. This is the look of fear. His whole body is turned. Look at his face. He's got that expression on his face like, am I caught? And all the officer did was press on his little radio button. That's all he did.
Cancel medical if they're staged.
Look, and then he calms down. He's like, oh, okay, so it's not for me? Oh, okay, let me get back to texting Nikki. Nikki, I need your help. Siri? Hey Siri, can you call Sexy Empanada? Every time he calls Sexy Empanada, it just goes straight to Juanita's restaurant, right? Stupid Chris. Is Nikki there? Please. Oh man. Okay. Not responding. If you guys can see me still, it's giving me errors that this is not responding. Are you guys still able to see me? All right, let's go ahead and see this real quick. Error. It's so weird that I start getting errors when I'm talking about things that, might make other people feel bad. The stream's current bit rate is lower than the recommended bit rate. How is that possible? Sorry, guys. Okay, you still see me, right? Okay. YouTube is not receiving enough video. Are you guys seeing me buffer? Am I buffering? All right, let's just, let me see. I'm just going to go ahead and check my settings real quick. This is weird. Let's go ahead and check these settings. Output. Bit rate. What is my bit rate? Stream is healthy again. What is going on? Is someone messing with me? Is someone messing with me? What is happening? How is that possible? That makes no sense. Anyway, okay. Okay, so I'm not okay, I buffered for a minute. Okay. All right. Thank you guys. Yeah. Sometimes I find it really suspicious, right? I do find it suspicious sometimes that I'm talking about certain things and then all of a sudden my live stream isn't working. So, I don't know. Let's go ahead and just get into some theories about what's happening. But Carrie, thank you so much, Carrie. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for the $10. Thank you for the super chat. Let's go ahead and celebrate, Carrie. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so it did do the little thing for a few seconds. Okay, I think it's a YouTube issue. Okay, I froze for about 2 minutes. There was a delay or something. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for letting me know. I just don't like when it happens. It freaks me out. It freaks me out. And then it's a huge block that just pops up and I'm like, "Oh." And it just like distracts me completely. But anyway, all right, let's go ahead and continue here. I want to see this part here again. So notice how he went from panic, right? So he went from panic to normal. Now he's back on his phone. Okay, I'm going to pretend to be cool, right? I'm going to pretend to be cool. All right, let's continue watching. All right. So this is a question for you all. I'm going to put it up in the poll. This is something that I wanted to ask you all last time that I was watching this video. Okay. So this is the interesting part that Nick walked in that day, right? We see Nick in the background, Nicole Atkinson's son. And he was the one who found the phone in the couch under the cushions. Okay. So right now we see him kind of walking around here. He's looking around. He really is the only one here who is looking for evidence, right? He's trying to look for answers. He's trying to find what else can I find that is, out of the ordinary. And so because of this, there have been so many other ridiculous theories on the Chris Watts case of whether or not Nicole Atkinson was involved or Nick Atkinson, such stupid, ridiculous BS. But we're going to ask logical questions here. So the logical question will be, if Chris took his phone out or took Shanann's phone out of the Lexus and he went upstairs. What do we think happened, right? So when he went upstairs, do we think that he went straight upstairs, removed all of the sheets, and then hid the phone? Or was his main goal to hide the phone, the ring, and, you know, put the sheets in a corner, right? Like, I guess that is what I'm kind of still stuck on how this happened. We haven't quite been able to pinpoint, and I don't think we ever will if we don't have, quite, the full evidence. But I guess the question is, when he walked in, what do we think Chris did? He was in the house by himself for almost 3 minutes by himself. So what do we think he did? When we see him come back down and open the door to let everybody else in, I think I see him walking from upstairs downstairs. So he was upstairs. So he went straight inside, ran upstairs to hide the phone, to hide the ring, and possibly to remove the sheets from the bed. And again, I don't know. So I'm going to ask you all, what do we think happened while Chris was in the room by himself or in the house for 2 to 3 minutes by himself? What do we think Twats was doing while by himself in the house? Yeah, what do we think Twats was doing by himself? Okay, so again, we're thinking, right? We're thinking, what was he doing when he walked in? Let's go ahead and watch this. We see him. He's inside the house for almost 3 minutes. Remember, Dieter was in the basement. So that means that Dieter was left in the basement throughout the whole day, unless Chris put Dieter in the basement when he walked in. But I don't think that's possible because Dieter was not barking. So I believe that Dieter was in the basement before Chris and whomever, right, before possibly Nicole Kessinger left as well. They put Dieter in the basement so that he wouldn't be barking in the morning when Chris was moving, Shanann's body around the whole house. So I think that is out of the question. I think that Dieter was already in the basement. So what do we think that he was doing then? So he went upstairs and did what? Sheets? So what, he did the sheets, phone, and ring, or sheets, phone, and ring? Do we think that he was cleaning something out in the basement? Because that's also another theory that I've seen, right? Was he clearing out the basement? That's another theory. There's the other theory is, God, what's the other one? He was hiding things, clearing out the basement, and there's another one. What is the other one? Didn't we prove he was in the mudroom or not? Oh, yes. Yeah, we're talking about Dieter, right? Yes, we are. Yeah. Yeah, because his barks were being muffled. Exactly, Trail. Making sure yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah. Checking to make sure that NK, that was the other one. Okay, so checking I'll just put checking to make sure that NK had done, the plan or something, right? Right. Let's just go ahead and do that. So NK plan went through, right? So checking, making sure that went through. And I think there was another one. There are 3 current theories circulating, and I can't remember the 4th one now. Yeah, I think the 4th one was actually Dieter, but I think we have already established that he was in the mudroom. In the mudroom cage. Yes. The washer, we're going to watch. Yeah, let's go ahead and watch that part. I don't think the washer was actually running. I really don't. All right, let's go ahead and just do these. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and submit this one. Why isn't it letting me do it? Must contain. Oh, that's why. So dumb. All right, go ahead. All right, there we go. Yeah. So the question is, what do we think Twats was doing while by himself in the house? Sheets, phone, and ring, clearing out the basement, or NK, making sure that the plan went through. And by that, I can mean anything like, making sure um, that the window was closed if she came in through the basement window, making sure that her clothes wasn't there, making sure that she didn't leave behind any of her belongings, stuff like that. That's what I mean by, checking that NK was, fully gone. And let's go ahead and watch it while you guys vote.
That's me. Yeah. The neighbors went and checked his cameras and they said that a white car drove away at one. It was me though. That was me. I dropped her off.
That was the last act.
All right, so Chris is in the house.
Okay. That's throughout the whole day, or?
Besides Chris leaving.
Well, yeah.
Yes, Boops. Yeah, I agree.
What about is there any way you can look for the day? During the daytime?
What? Frantic. The girls' car seats are in the.
Yeah, Boop says he didn't know if NK wasn't gone because the Lexus was still there. Exactly, right? He's like, why is the Lexus still there? Shouldn't she be gone?
Car too. So she left with the friend. She would have took the car seats.
I can go look if he doesn't find her.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Huh? Chris is in the house. We're standing outside of the street.
So in all of this, right? So we're watching this. So Chris is upstairs right now. Where is he? Look. I think Chris is upstairs at this point. I think he's upstairs. He is freaking out. He's wanting to make sure that he hides the phone and that he hides the ring. He's probably looking around, making sure, okay, oh no, the office is all, messed up. It has been ransacked. It's fine though. Let me pull these sheets real quick, put them to the side. What else? Anything that wasn't cleared out by Nicole Kassinger before she left. And let's go ahead if we can see where Chris is actually coming from.
That's up to him. It's his house.
Damn, we couldn't see it.
Mind if I come in, Chris? Yeah, that's up to him. It's his house.
Okay. But okay, let's go ahead and see this little part here where the officer pulls up. The thing is we can't really see because of the the reflection, right, from the glass.
Can we go in the house?
I mean, that's up to him.
And there he is. You saw that?
Mind if I come in, Chris?
Yeah. So what do we think?
You checked upstairs. She's not there. I just want to make sure she's not passed out somewhere. Is she diabetic? You mind if I look around? Okay, thanks.
There we go. That's the mud room. Yeah, so Dieter is in the mud room. Chris, I don't think that he was downstairs. He was upstairs because when he opens the door, you can tell he's nervous and he goes straight to the dining room. That's where he's at, and he's like, and then he's looking, oh, let me take out Dieter because he's barking. So notice that he's definitely entertaining the downstairs area. It's because, again, in my opinion, I think he was upstairs, right? That he was doing all of the making sure that everything was squared away up on the top floor. Huge house. Oh, yes. Oh shit, that's why he called Jim. Wait, that's why she called Jim, because the phone code. She aborted the mission and asked for a ride, maybe? How did she get there? Yeah, how did she get there? Let's go ahead and look at the calendar. All right, so calendar shows. Here, let's go ahead and look at the day. All right, so the calendar shows The ping at 6:16. So is this when she arrived, or do we believe that this is I've asked this before. Do we believe she arrived? Or is this when she called Jim to pick her up? But if she did call Jim to pick her up, how did she arrive? How did she get there? Or was she there already the night before? Did she spend the night? What do we think? On her broom? He was definitely hiding and searching for things. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely hiding all the stuff upstairs. He's so stupid. He throws it down the back of the couch and puts the ring on the nightstand. I know. He's so dumb. He thought NK was still in the basement. That's why he stomps his feet and pretends Dieter is down there. See, you guys have such amazing ideas. All logical, by the way, right? We're using logic. None of us are thinking that the chupacabra is hiding behind, the bed downstairs, right? None of us are thinking that the Yeti is in one of the fridges. Hello, right? Scaring Chris. Ah, oh my God, did you do something to my family? Right? No, we're being logical here. Yes, it makes sense that Chris would stomp his feet on the way down because he's trying to alert someone. Totally. I think that's super logical. Now, is he stomping his feet to alert Bigfoot? Come on, no. Bigfoot would probably attack his ass, right? Bigfoot would be like, why are you disturbing my slumber? And just attack his ass, just maul at him. So, of course not. Of course, it's not fucking Bigfoot. Like, come on. He also whistled when he went to the basement. Listen again, he whistled. Why? Interesting. Let's go ahead and listen to that. See, I love logic. I love logic. I love having brains, I love it.
Yeah, it's up to him. It's his house. Because... Mind if I come in, Chris?
Mm.
You checked upstairs?
The
She's not
Yeti.
there. I just want to make sure she's not passed out somewhere. Is she diabetic? You mind if I look around? Okay, thanks.
Oh, he does.
Oh, you're fine.
Hasai. That's all you can say. Hasai. Oh, oh my God. And then into the garage. There we go. Mm. Yeah, so he stomped and he whistled. Oh, thank you. Look at the Yeti. Did you guys see the Yeti? The head stuck out. It's like, and then hid right back in. It's like, oh, don't look at the Yeti, guys. Yeah, ignore it. Just ignore it. Ignore all the evidence that the Yeti was there. So stupid. Eric Issa, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. Let's go ahead and give this a like. Thank you. Just for being you, Rox. Keep up the good work. We're all here for it. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. But where's the Yeti? Is there a chupacabra? Right? Where's the goat? Right, the goat is getting their blood sucked out by the chupacabra. Is that what we're looking at? Let's go ahead and look at the evidence. That's a big basement. A lot could have happened down there. Lots of windows. Lots of windows for anybody to sneak in. This one. I think it was that one. Yeti sighting. Hmm. What'd he say?
Well, any friends that you know she would be hanging out with?
I mean,
I know. I guess her parents are out of state.
across country, North Carolina.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's not happening. She can play it. Cool.
All of the evidence that I see so far is that Chris is guilty.
Their blanket they sleep with, they don't leave anywhere without them.
Good. Nothing else appears to be missing,
The
though.
brown boxes, there's a
Stuff
shadow.
you take for a quick trip.
You have full ring.
Sorting the fur babies. Oh, so cute. Yeah, where are my fur babies at?
Her phone's here? Her phone's here.
Sasquatch.
Does she work?
Yeah, she works from home.
Oh, from home?
She works this is
We saw an NK sighting Sasquatch. Oh my god, that is so funny. Is that a Sasquatch? No way. Wait, do we have those emojis? Do we really have an NK emoji, you guys? That is so cool. Oh my god, I gotta find it. Sorry, I'm like got so distracted with the Sasquatch. With the Sasquatch emoji. Where is it? I don't have it. That's not fair. I have an orangutan. Does that count? Here, let's throw this one in there. Orangutan. Oh my god, NK sighting, guys. Yeah, if you see an orangutan, make sure to call it out. Or a Sasquatch.
her lifeline. So when that thing turns back on, it's going to start blowing up. Oh yeah, trust me.
And this is the part that is the most telling for me. And this is, I really want to get to the bottom of this, is Chris turning on the phone, becoming incredibly nervous that when he turns on the phone and says, "This is her lifeline," the Apple sign is still there, right? It's on the screen. So that means that the phone was turned off and then he turned it on. Who turned it off? Who turned it off? Who turned the phone off? Looking at the calendar, the phone was on and then it was off. And then it came back on. And then as soon as it came back on, all of a sudden, he sends a text message to Nicole Kessinger. All right, the phone turns on. Where is it? Okay, so it's right here. Chris arrives at the house. Shanann's phone receives the text messages that were not being received because the phone was off at exactly 2:14 p.m., which is what we are seeing here. Then, all right, we're using logic here, right? We're using logic. Then all of a sudden, Chris then sends out this text message, the freak out text to Nicole Kessinger exactly 30 minutes later, while Chris is watching himself at neighbor Nate's camera, right, in his house. Who turned the phone on? Or sorry, who turned it off? And why is Chris Watts sending this text message 30 minutes after he realized, holy shit, the phone was off the whole time? Now, when we think about this logically, it doesn't seem plausible, right, that Chris took the phone with him to Survey 319, because then he would have known that the phone was off, or he would have just pretended to be Shanann himself. But he didn't do that. The phone couldn't have been at Survey 319 because there is no document of it being there while he was calling it. It all shows that it was still at the house. And this is the one thing that, like I said, I haven't found any other videos or any other information on this apart from what we have built together here and looking at the discovery. So this is the part. It still gets to me every single time. And then we see that Nicole Kessinger is calling spiritual advisors, and then she's calling Jim at 3:32. And then she calls, or Chris Getman calls her. And then as soon as she's off the phone with Chris Getman, she calls Chris twice. Both times the phone is unanswered because Chris is dealing with the police. He's entertaining the police. And so then Chris calls Chase. He's still dealing with the police. Nicole Kessinger is still desperately trying to get a hold of him. So she called him 3 times total, 3 times. The 2 missed calls, and then again at 5:30. Why? Why is it that Nicole Kessinger is calling Chris after Chris Getman called her? What is the desperation that Nicole Kessinger has here to get a hold of Chris? Then we don't see anything, and then finally we end up seeing Frederick calls. Right? Frederick police calls Chris. And then we see that Nicole Kessinger calls him 50 minutes and then another phone call. And then we moved into the 14th. And then we see this part here. Now, this part, I will say there's definitely been some type of, confusion about whether or not this has happened. It has, because there's evidence of it. It's right here. And let's go ahead and pull up. Let's go ahead and pull up Nicole Kessinger's actual phone records so that we can look at them directly for all the people who are still confused. All right, where is it? All right, here it is. Okay, let's go ahead and look at her phone records. These are coming directly from Weld County. All right, Weld County District Attorney's Office. This is the actual document. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the other actual document from Discovery, which is, if you read up here, it says 2018 Anadarko Mountain. This is the phone number, right, of Chris's work and the current minutes. This was pulled on the 14th. And then this is Chris's actual phone records. The details, this is the phone number that he used for work. This is how many minutes he used. This is when the cycle ends. So what we see here is that on the 14th at 2:02 a.m., he called the police for 5 minutes. And when we look at this and we look at the actual phone calls between him and Nicole Kessinger, they coincide. When we put them into a calendar and color code them, we see very clearly that they were playing phone tag with police. Here it is. Nicole Kessinger calls, and then Nicole Kessinger calls Chris again. Then Chris plays phone tag with the police, and then Chris calls Nicole. Chris uses his work phone. Chris calls NK, and then NK calls Chris. So we're seeing an actual direct, back and forth phone tag with the police, backed by actual evidence that it was happening via her actual phone records and Chris's work phone records. This really happened. Now, if we're going to think about this logically, using Occam's razor, what is the most possible thing that was going on here? Why is Nicole Kessinger on the phone with Chris, calling him back and forth for 1 minute, unanswered, another 1 minute, unanswered? Chris calls her back. She calls him. Chris calls police. What does Occam's razor tell us? Let's use our logic here. Our logic tells us that Nicole Kessinger was trying to listen in to what Chris was trying to talk to the police about. If we use our logic, we're going to assume that Chris was not able to get Nicole Kessinger on a three-way call via his iPhone. So that's why it kept dropping. So instead, he picks up his work phone, calls the police from the work phone, then calls Nicole Kessinger right back, and we have the evidence of that. He calls her right back. Okay, so Chris Watts calls Nicole Kessinger for 8 minutes. Okay, so he calls her. And then Chris uses his work phone. Okay, so from 5:51, if we add 8 minutes to that, it ends up being 1:59, right? So 1:59, that is how long it lasted. And then Chris calls, and then he calls her back, but she does not answer. And look, it's during the actual call. And then Nicole Kessinger calls right back at 2:07. All right, 2:07. The call's at 2:02. 2:02, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The call was 5 minutes long, so that means that it lasted till 2:07. And then Nicole Kessinger is calling Chris at 2:07. So, right, what is going on? So is Chris here just like, oh, Nikki is calling me. I want to answer her phone call, but I can't because I need to talk to the police? Or are we actually seeing Chris trying to get Nicole Kessinger on a three-way call? Yeah, that's what they were doing, right? I mean, it's color coded. The orange is the cops, and this is NK and Chris Watts. I think the police said that was a fact. He had NK on the line. Did they? Did they actually? If you have that information, please go ahead and send it my way. I would love to have that. I have not seen anywhere in the discovery that says that they were actually having, they were playing phone tag. I haven't seen that. And I think this is why this question still continues. It's because people haven't really made this connection. A few people have, right? There have been a few channels that have, but if you're looking at all this evidence, I mean, it takes a long time to look through 2,000 pages and find this and be able to make that connection. So if you look at everything and you don't see this phone log, you wouldn't see this call. So I do understand why this here could be missed. It makes sense. It's one single call that Chris made. Notice that none of his other calls were ever made outside of anything that was work related, except for that call that he made to the cops. So that tells me that he was very desperate to get on the phone with the police at 2 a.m. from his work phone. Let's remember that while this was happening, Chris was staying with Nick and Amanda Thayer. I don't know about their home, but I don't think that he was dropping calls there. Nick and Amanda Thayer, they don't live up in the mountains. They don't live in, the caves. They don't live in Wyoming. They live in Colorado. You get signal in Colorado. So why was he not getting signal then, right? At Nick and Amanda Thayer's? I don't believe that. I don't believe that he was getting dropped calls while he was at Nick and Amanda Thayer's. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I never heard them mention it. There was a body cam video of this phone call. Yes, there has been. Yes. That was NK's involvement. Chris ditches the bodies. She handles the car and everything in the house, and they meet up at the rendezvous point, probably Jim's place. Oh, that's interesting. I like that, Gary. Thank you. Yeah. A rendezvous point. Ronnie says something about it. Phone tag. Weird thing is, next thing he says, Chris Watts, he never should have gone to the lazy dog. Yeah, that was a plan that failed. Exactly. Trail of deception. Exactly. When we think about this call and the fact that Chris brought it up to Ronnie while he was driving to the police station, I think that tells us that Chris was, this affected him to an extent because he mentions it to Ronnie. I mean, he says things like, oh yeah, the calls were being dropped this morning, even though it's not true. He was trying to connect Nicole Kessinger so that she can listen in. And then he follows that up by saying, I should have never gone to the lazy dog. I should have just gone to the Rockies game. That sounds like a little bit of regret, doesn't it? I mean, he's on his way to the police station where he's about to get interrogated, and I think he's feeling the pressure, finally, the pressure of, holy shit, I should have never done this. I should have just gone to the Rockies game. Which again tells me that it was a plan, that the reason they went to the Lazy Dog was because they were there to solidify the plan. And that is what led Chris to then make the decision to annihilate his family. So, yeah. What do you guys think? Let's go ahead and look at the poll. Where are we at? Oh, do we think Twats was doing, or what do we think? What do I think Twats was doing well? Okay, so we have Sheets and Phone, 73%. Yeah, who was clearing out the basement is 16%. And then NK went through, or, the plan, the NK's plan went through, is at 11%. All right, we have 64 votes. Yeah, I think the majority of us think that Chris was upstairs getting the sheets, getting the phone hidden, trying to hide the ring, even though the idiot just put it on a nightstand. Oh, where is it? I don't even have it anymore. I'll just use this little thing. He's even holding it like this, right? I'll just use my little SD adapter. He's like, It's a ring. It was left on the nightstand, I think. And then he walks back. And since no one paid attention to him, he's like, well, I guess I'll just put it back. No one actually paid attention to anything that I was trying to tell here, right? His little lies. Yes. All right, let's go ahead and end this poll. Yeah, the majority of us think that he was upstairs. Nice. And Kay was trying to warn Chris. They thought that their plan was airtight because he never even considered that she could change her password. I think so too. 100% rocks. Lazy Dog was the seal the deal day. Yeah. I think so too, guys. Hey, every time that we look into the calendar and we go ahead and just double check, right? Because that's what I like to do. Especially, like I said, right? We're getting into, production of this documentary. And I want to make sure that everything that goes in there is backed by actual evidence, right? Real evidence. Black and white, discovery, footage, interviews, things that can't be disputed. And that is how, we're approaching this. We're approaching this with logic and real evidence. He walks in like, It's a ring. I don't know. I think I'm just going to pawn it. Oh, goodness. Yeah, but that was the plan too. He wanted to make it look like Shanann left it there. Right, which is why he brought it out like this, huh? He's like, oh, I guess she left it here. I also do find it weird that he's holding it like this, right? Like, why not like this? Is he trying not to get, too much of the fingerprints on there, or like what's going on? Maybe I don't know, maybe he's just weird. I don't know. Do we want to look into that too much? Maybe not. Still, obviously he was planning it the whole time. What did the freak out text say? Sun Lime. Yes, let's go ahead and pull that up real quick. The freak out text. That's a text that just, it still gets me. I don't know. We still haven't figured that out. I put up a poll and we still don't know what that really means. Okay, where are they? Right here. Okay. Right here. Make it smaller. All right. Yep. At 2:44. Oh my God, that is absolutely ridiculous. They would freak out. What is he talking about? That is absolutely ridiculous. They would freak out. We see the exact moment that Chris sends this text. It's when he's shitting himself, watching himself in neighbor Nate's camera. He pulls out his phone. He's like, let me just send this out real quick. Right, he gets his phone. He's like, okay, just really quick. Oh my God, they would absolutely freak out. Sends it, closes the phone, puts it back in his pocket. And then he looks out the door. What is going on? Should we watch that part again? Yeah, at this point, we're just making sure that we have an airtight, evidence here, airtight case. All right, so it's right. It's at 2 right here.
My doorbell said 148. She came in. Okay.
Okay, there it is.
Oh, look.
See what I'm saying? It picks up all the way down there.
All right, let's watch.
He's next door.
Can we go?
You want me to go?
I was talking about dispatcher. It'll be code 4.
Come on,
Yeah,
guy,
we can
really?
pick up cars coming this way. I get anything coming this way and making this turn. So, and usually at night I pick up the cars pulling a U-turn.
I think so too,
So,
Sunlime.
unless they pulled right here,
Yeah.
but I would have caught her walking out. Diesel.
You're good.
So yeah, I thought nothing.
Nothing for the rest of the day.
No, that's it.
She's pregnant as well.
How far along?
14, 15 weeks.
Did he already do it, or he did?
That's why her friend said it was low. That's why her friend said it was low blood sugar.
And see,
Yep, right here. This is the exact moment. This is the exact moment that Chris sends that out. And look at how distracted he is. Do we think this is code? I just put up a poll real quick. The question is this code? We just saw Chris. He pulled out his phone. So Nicole texted him, right? Do we think Nicole texted him? This is, this question just popped up in my head. Okay, let's go ahead and see it again.
For the rest of the day.
no, that's it.
She's pregnant as well.
How far along?
14, 15 weeks. That's why her friend said it was low blood sugar.
Okay, what happened here? He's trying to grab his phone. He's like, let me just grab it real quick. And then he looks at it and he opens it. He's reading something. So that means that Nicole Kassinger texted him. Nicole texted him, you guys. Right? He's reading something. So he didn't just pull out his phone and texted her a code. He's opening the phone and he's reading it. He's reading something real quick, right? And then he replies to that. So what on earth did Nicole Kassinger text him where he would reply this? That makes no sense, right? What the hell? What is going on here? Okay, he's looking at his phone. It takes him a while to read it. Should we? Here, let's go. Yeah, screw it. Let's just go ahead and go down the rabbit hole. We're already here. Might as well. Okay, let's go ahead and time it. I'm going to time it. Let's see how long it takes him to read whatever is on screen.
That's why her friend said it was.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and time it. I'm just going to do the seconds here. All right, where is it? All right, here we go. All right, I'm going to set a timer. And we're going to see stopwatch, reset, and see how long it takes for the guy to read whatever he's looking at on his screen. Okay, so let's see if we can do this. All right, and go.
Low blood sugar.
And see,
All right, and then it looks like he then starts texting right
I've
back,
got
huh?
her friend
There it is.
leaving.
So it took him 5 seconds. Did I do that right? Okay, let's go ahead and do it again. We're experimenting here on this live stream, guys. Okay, let's do it again.
That's why her friend said it was low blood sugar.
And see,
Okay,
I've got her friend.
I got 4:11
leaving
seconds
out
this
here.
time. 4 seconds. So Let's do it again. That's how long it took him to read whatever was on his screen and then reply to it. 4 seconds. When you read a text message, does it take 4 seconds? Here, let me read this one real quick. Yeah, it kind of does. Yeah, it does, right? He's reading a message. A message came in. And then he starts replying to it. Now, we can go ahead and time how long it takes him to reply, but we have the exact text that he sent her. So however long it takes him to reply this. So let's go ahead and watch.
Yeah. No, 2 in the morning, I think. My camera. Did you
12
check
seconds.
if anything was missing around your house?
There wasn't nothing. Like, all the old blankets. That's about it.
So it took him 4 seconds to read the message that came through, and then it took him around 12 seconds to reply. Oh my God, that is absolutely ridiculous. They would freak out. And she's texting him because, let's remember, she got a call from Chris Getman. Oh no, that was earlier. This was okay, right here. Yeah, so it happened after the phone turns on, right? So Shanann's phone came on, and then all of a sudden, Nicole is calling the spiritual advisor again, and then she's trying to get a hold of Chris. But then she starts calling him, right? So that is when we see later on in the day, that is when she's calling him twice. She calls him again. She seems very desperate after she talks to Chris Getman. But before that, it seems that she sent him a text before this. So we have to put that in the calendar. NK said it was about cereal, and I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. Do we actually believe that it was the Lucky Charms? So Nicole Kessinger was at work, and she's sitting there wondering if the plan is going to fail, and she's texting about Lucky Charms? I don't think so. Here, let's go ahead and put it in here. It is, let's just say that the text probably came in. We're going to have to wing it. We're going to have to, not wing it, but we're going to have to like figure out maybe around 2:40, right? Maybe. Let's just say 2:40. The other text message came in, or he texted it at 2:44. So let's just ballpark NK texts Chris, right? I'm going to put a little asterisk because we don't know the exact time, but where the hell is it? Here it is. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm technologically challenged sometimes. I'm like, how do you do these things? Okay. Or it was NK, right? So it's green. All right, there we go. Okay, look at that. Now we have an overlap here. Now we can see it clearer. Okay, so the phone, and then all of a sudden, she's texting Chris. So do we think that Chris texted her and was like, holy shit? Were you not able to get in the phone? And then Nicole Kessinger texts something else. And then Chris texts in code back, oh, I understand what you're saying. What is going on here? Did she claim to clock out at 3 or 3:15? That's a good question. 3:30? Was it 3:30? 3:15? I think there's a lot of code in those messages. Yeah, NK is trying to make it look like she still believes the girls to be alive. I don't think it was about the cereal. Yeah, that Baby American Horror Story is so eerie. Oh my gosh, yes it is. I mean, everything about it. It's so accurate what was going on in the screen behind, isn't it? It's so weird. Because her story was that she was in a store and took a pic of the Lucky Charms and texted Chris, but she was still at work. Exactly. Nicole Kessinger was at work. So why would she be texting Chris about Lucky Charms at 2:40 p.m. while the cops are there? She knows the cops are there. I mean, of course, how does she not know? If she's at work I'm sure she's already heard from coworkers that Chris had to leave because his family is missing, right? Is that not like a logical thing? If you're at work and you're like, hey, where's the potato head with the handsome hairdo? Oh, he had to go home. His family is missing. And then she's like, oh, okay, let me text him about the Lucky Charms. That is not a logical series of events. At least not to me. Mm. But that's what she said. She said that it was the Lucky Charms. Oh, I just telling him about the Lucky Charms. But remember that Nicole Kassinger was really weird around this question. She kept lying to Kevin and saying, "Oh, I don't know. These text messages have the wrong timestamp. I didn't send it that day, or maybe I did. I don't really know. I think it is the wrong timestamp actually." She kept going back and forth. She didn't want to admit that she sent the text message when she did, which was on the 13th at 2:40, or 2:44. So what was it? Some people think that she ran out of the house when Chris got there before he let the cops in because her work is exactly 20 minutes from the house, so she uses her phone for the first time that day since the ping. 20 minutes. Is it really 20 minutes from the Watts house? Anadarko offices? All right, let's go ahead and look it up. Anadarko offices, and those were in, where were they? Platteville? All right, so if we look at Anadarko Petroleum offices, okay, look at the address. All right, I'm going to copy and paste the address real quick. Okay. And then we're going to get directions from 2528 Saratoga. Saratoga. There it is. Okay. Yeah, 30 minutes. It's about 30 minutes. Okay, let's go ahead and I'm going to pull this in. Okay, there it is. Yeah. So Saratoga Trail to Platteville, so where Anadarko offices used to be. So from here to here, yeah, 30 minutes. This is weird, right? And then this is Platteville, and Nicole lived. Where does she live? She lived around here. So she lived in Thornton. So Nicole could have taken the I-25 north, or I don't know, what is this? This is not the 76, is it? Oh yeah, the 85. She could take this route, but this is the most straightforward shot than taking the I-25 and then crossing over. It's weird. Guess what I found in February 20th? The marshmallows were shaped like unicorns. The marshmallows were shaped like unicorns in 2018. I wonder if she's just sprinkling in the lies with the truth. It's really weird, right? I wonder if someone else clocked in and out for her. Huh. That's a good question too, V-Bug. Maybe someone clocked in for her, yeah, if possible. They were magically delicious. Yeah, some people think that she ran out of the house. Okay, this is the one. So they think that so if she ran out of the house, then she would have about 30, maybe, who knows, right at this time, between 20 to 30 minutes to get to work, which, she would have been, it was what, noon or something when Chris got home, or so then it would have taken her. No, she wouldn't gotten to work at like 1, right? Yeah, if NK was completely innocent, wouldn't she have come out long ago to defend herself? Exactly. Yes, she would have. She would not have gone into hiding. Both Chris Watts and NK know that the situation that's going on at this. Yeah, exactly. They do know. They know the situation that's going on at this moment. The marshmallows were shaped like unicorns. 2018, the marshmallows were shaped like unicorns. 2018. Let's go ahead and look it up. Marshmallows. Yeah, the magical unicorn. It's right here. Yeah. Lucky Charms magical unicorn marshmallow. Permanently added the magical unicorn marshmallow to Lucky Charms. Nicole was Googling this at work and sending it to Chris at 2:40. I don't believe it. You know, it's possible that she saw this somewhere, right? She went shopping somewhere and saw it, and then she used this as an excuse to say, you know, oh, I thought about his girls all the time. Anytime I went to Target, I went down the aisle with cereal, I would text him, oh, Chris, look at these unicorns. Your girls would love it. I don't believe that. Not for a second. I don't think Nicole was thinking about the kids at all. I mean, again, she calls them those girls. She refers to them as those kiddos, those girls. I don't think she was thinking about her or about them at all. She could at least claim defamation. Oh, absolutely. There's so many things. Yeah, there's so many things that she could do. And Kate clogs out to meet up with Jim. Day started, ended with Jim, but Ellie don't bother to look into it. Yeah. Right? So this is the part, right, that where is it? Where's my calendar? Thank you so much, you guys. Oh my god. This case is driving me insane. Oh my god. You know, the more we look into this case, it almost seems like we just end up with more questions, doesn't it? Am I the only one that feels that way? It's crazy though, because we end up with a question and then we end up answering, or you know, at least getting close to the answer of some questions, but then another question comes up and then we're trying to find the answer to that one as well. Which is, you know, it's how we do investigations, but it's like it feels like every single time there's something new that pops up. Thank you so much, Hurt Locker. Thank you so much for the super chat. Keep up the great work, Rocks. Hit the like button, kiddos. Aw, thank you so much, Hurt Locker. I appreciate your support. Yeah. Again, yeah, guys, what do we think? A lot of things happened, right? A lot of questions. Let's go ahead and look at the poll. Is it code? So yeah, most people say yes. Look at that. 27% need more evidence. That's fair. Right. That's definitely fair. I could definitely I agree with that. I'd say yeah, we would need a little more evidence to figure out if it's code or, you know, trying to figure out what it is that Nicole Kessinger sent to him. If we are able to maybe narrow that down and figure out if it is code or not. Because again, it's just what was said just doesn't make any sense. That is absolutely ridiculous. They would freak out. What would she text him? I can't think what. The cops are here, or are the cops there? No, that wouldn't be it. Would it be something at work maybe? The oil leak is more serious, and then he's like, again, I don't know. Right? I'm just throwing ideas out there at this point. This is what I do when I'm by myself, you know. I'm like, what would he say? What would she say that he would reply this? Yeah, I'm just sitting here just racking my brain and it hurts. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I can't handle all this information. There's way too much scattered all over the place. Trying to bring it together. Oh my goodness. It has been a lot of work, but hey, we've done this all together, guys. And like I said, I appreciate you guys so much for being here and for, you know, sharing your knowledge, all your theories and all your questions. And we've been able to put together a calendar that is actually, you know, the closest thing that I've seen at least. And I'm not just saying this because we're the ones who built it, but because compared to other things, it's the only calendar I think that really is able to show day by day and then hour by hour the things that were happening that day that go along with the actual discovery. If there is other, content out there or other content creators who have done this already, please let me know. Go ahead and shoot it my way. If it shows it, in the form of a calendar, that way we can compare our results and see if there's anything that kind of stands out, if there's any discrepancies or anything that, we need to look into further. But yeah. Well, yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Here, let's go ahead and end the poll. Yeah, we still think it's code. All right. A lot of us think it's code. Okay. Well, yeah, that is all I have for you guys today. It was kind of, I will say it was a little all over the place, at least for me. Like I said, I tend to always have a plan when I go to these live streams, and there's always like a little plan that I have in my head, and it always works out. Today though, I really had to take it. We needed to talk about it because it's just so insane. It really is. All right, let's go ahead. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Let's go ahead and look at the comments. Can you put the calendar on Patreon so we can ponder on it? Oh my God. Yeah, yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's actually a very, very good idea. Yes, thank you, Boops. Yeah, I'll definitely do that. And again, if you guys know of a better way to make this calendar more I don't know, more interactive, yeah, please let me know. Let me know in the community or anywhere. Just let me know if there's a better way of doing this. Um unapologetically true crime. Yes, I've looked into a lot of her videos. Really, really good job. She does an incredible job at putting this together. I've actually gotten a lot of my the timeline. I've actually gotten a lot of it from her. It was through Unapologetically Me that we figured out Chris Getman, and that we were able to figure out some of those weird calls in between. The calls between her and I think she's calling like a burner phone as well. So yeah, lots of really good information there. So thank you, thank you. I wish you all a good night from Sweden. Yay! Soil Blue. Thank you so much for joining. Thanks for leveling us back. Yes, yes, yes. Just Josie. Of course, of course. Yes. I mean, I have to do it myself, so I'm just, if it triggers me, I know it definitely is going to trigger everybody else as well. So like I do with my videos, I always like to bring in my cats, some music, some ASMR to just, make it less shitty for us because it's a lot of hate out there for just no reason. All right. Yes. Oh man, yes it was, Carolette. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much, Rox. Absolutely loved it. Definitely needed to be talked about. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to put the calendar. All right, that's what I was going to do. And then very just last minute for you guys who just still want to hang out. Just want to make sure that I got all of these. Look at that. I always miss these. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you, Shelly. Shelly Williams, thank you so much for the jewels. Randy, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the jewels. Lucky, thank you so much for the hearts. Randy again. Oh my God. Randy with all the jewels. Thank you. Aw, so cute. I love this. Thank you guys so much. She's a witch. Oh, huh. This is interesting here. Yes. All right, guys. Yeah, that's all I got. Yeah, that's all I got for you to guys. Right. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much. Thank you for spending the afternoon with me. Thank you for going through this roller coaster emotional live stream. I appreciate all of you. Thank you again for sitting through it with me and going through logical explanations rather than just a bunch of BS. So take care, you all. I will see you tomorrow. And yeah, and then be on the lookout for some videos over the weekend. Take care, guys. Bye. See ya.